their team, the Windwards side, Afi Fletcher, Akira Peters, Karina Noel, Juliana Nero, Glendine Turton, Swaleen Williams, Kiana Joseph, Narissa Crafton, Kimoni Homer, Stacey Ann Adams, and the new girl in from St. Lucia, the 14-year-old Zyda James. Very talented young cricketer indeed. Let's go to the Guyana side. Tremaine Smart, Shemaine Campbell, Shakiba Gajnabi, Irva Giddens, Melanie Henry, Casey Schultz, Akazi Thompson, Shanetta Grimman, Cherry Ann Fraser, Mandy Mangro, and Plafiana Militon. So Guyana would have left out, that's Lashana Toussaint, Africa Gentle, and Lafona Gilgos. So Windwards leaving out Pearl Etienne, Rachel Francis, and Cordell Jack. So Coach Barrett Mangu and manager Carol Nurse Carmichael from Guyana certainly would be looking for a victory here tonight from a Guyana standpoint. On the other hand, Coach Samantha Lynch and Lydia Edgar from Grenada, of course, Lynch from St. Vincent, would have other thoughts. The umpires for this game, Kelman Colasar, Trinidad and Tobago, Bernard Joseph from Antigua, with Moses Rampal, the Barbician, the man from Guyana. He is the third eye. So the players already out in the middle. They're already out in the middle. And let's say again, good evening to everyone right across Guyana, especially following this game, and the Windward Islands, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Grenada, Dominica, those four countries that make up the Windwards. Certainly keen interest on. And John, good evening to you. The Windwards are going to put up a good fight this evening, one would hope.
To have the Leeward Islands, and many felt the Leeward Islands, the whipping dogs, well, the whipping team this year, and they might fancy themselves against the Leeward Islands tomorrow. But tonight they have to be contented with Guyana. Guyana, the home team, of course, and looking to have a good start in this game because they've won their last two games. Just the opening game against Trinidad and Tobago they've lost, but since then they came back nicely and they're very confident.
Right, so you're ready to start. It's Akira Peters, the vice captain, and the Grenadian, who will start from the commentary box and the northern end of the ground, and bowls to Campbell, and Campbell is driving right away. Nice shot to the right of extra cover. In fact, that's the number 3 batter for you, beg your pardon, Shanetta Grimman, and she's off the mark with a boundary. So right away, John, good shot from Grimman to get Guyana going 4 without loss.
Well, it's a half volley, Matthew, first of all, served up nicely, and the bowler may think that it's just a loosener, Akira Peters, but in a T20 you need to be ready from ball 1, and Shanita Grimman was certainly ready from ball 1, and she drove nicely. Timing was there, and she got a boundary to get things going, and that is certainly going to be an encouraging sign for her. And I think the Windward Islands, they wanted to follow the trend of today on a new pitch. Chasing has done it, but I think this Guyana team, they're ready even to bat first.
Grimman opening with Tremaine Smart. Smart gets a full-length delivery that she's driving up towards mid-off. In fact, Grimman, I beg your pardon, and picked up by Joseph down at mid-off, and there is no run. So Grimman opening with Tremaine Smart. And Tremaine has batted pretty well, John, up the order indeed. She's picked up some nice runs for Guyana.
Well, she's experienced. Now we expect that she would use her experience in a relatively inexperienced team, and she's been doing that.
Peters comes up, and she is looking for a flashing shot. Is bowled off stick, knockback, and Grimman has gone looking for a big shot. John Ramsing, I don't know where she was trying to hit that, but she's gone bowled for 4, and Guyana have lost their very first wicket in the first over there, 4 for 1.
Good comeback delivery from Peters. First one, she was driven down for 4, down through extra cover, and the second one, of course, much better lined as well, but this time it was dead on target, and Grimman playing over it. Ball might have kept a bit low as well, because Akira Peters not bowling like we're accustomed to, express pace, so that ball has held its own and beating Grimman, and she was playing over that ball and lost her stumps. And earlier I was speaking to some members of the Guyana team, including head coach Bart Mangru, who said that once they can get a good start and give Shemaine some time, give the opener some time to build a foundation for Shemaine Campbell, the captain, to come and take the assault to the bowlers, they can actually look to put a big total on board. But now, for the captain to come in over number one is not what they really wanted, but I think they will take it anyway.
It's as if she's starting from the beginning. That's wide outside the off stump. So the first extra in the Guyana innings will take the total up to 5 for 1. So a few spectators in the green stand coming to support the Guyana side, of course, playing at home. And that win against Jamaica certainly would have done them some confidence. Earlier today, Barbados beat Trinidad. Trinidad batted first, 136 for 6. Get back to that in a moment. Here is Peters comes up. Campbell is back and then pushes it out towards cover. And there is no run. Trinidad and Tobago 136 for 6. And Barbados in reply 137 for 3, 15.3 overs. And guess who was in the thick of things again, John? DeAndre not in, 52 not out.
We just can't keep her out of the game. As she actually finished the game with a magnificent 6, actually, to level scores really, but that was really some good hitting from her today.
Backward point cover, extra cover, mid-off. She lets it go outside the off stump. Campbell taken by the keeper. And there is no run. And then the Windwards versus Jamaica. Jamaica beating the Windwards easily. The Windwards being bowled out for 61, 18.4 overs. And Jamaica 67 without loss in the 7th over, John. A no contest game, basically.
And the two openers from Jamaica matching each other shot for shot. Jodie Ann Morgan and Natasha McLean, and they were both looking very good, maybe for hundreds, had they been given the opportunity.
Peters comes up on driving is Campbell to get her score up and running. She's won. It's 6 for 1. And the first over comes to an end. It's CWI Women's T20 Blaze, John, with the Guyana side being asked to bat here at Providence in match number 12. They're 6 for 1.
A good start for the Windward Islands to pick up the opener and the one that the aggressor really, because we know Grimman has been getting some good starts, some useful starts in fact for Guyana at the top of the order, and to lose her so early it will definitely be as a setback for Guyana. After hitting that boundary as well, that wonderful boundary, she's a strong girl and should have been eyeing many more boundaries, but that was not to be. So it's a good comeback from Akira Peters and the Windward Islands to see the back of Shanita Grimman. And this is a very important partnership for Guyana because the experienced pair of Campbell and Smart once again at the crease. And if the Windward Islands can see the back of one of these, they can fancy themselves of bowling out Guyana or restricting them to a very low total to go for a win. But the Guyana batsmen at the crease now, they'll need a partnership.
And John, the thing is the experienced Guyanese cricketers have done pretty well. You look at Irva Giddens, the way she bowled in the tournament, the 50 over tournament as well as the T20 tournament. She's certainly shown her class and her experience. And you look at both Campbell and Tremaine Smart, they've certainly played their part and show how valuable they've contributed to this side. Narissa Crafton comes into the attack, the left-hand seam bowler, and that's on the middle stump, turned away by Campbell to the short mid-wicket area for a single. She moves to 2 now, the total up to 7 for the loss of 1. The 20-year-old St. Lucian comes into the attack, and Narissa Crafton, number 3 on her back. So it's third man inside the 30-yard circle, backward point, cover now from the boundary will come in. Inside the circle. We've seen some changes here from Afi Fletcher. There's an extra cover in the mid-off in the captain. Then a long on wide will be on the boundary. There's a mid-wicket on the boundary. There's a short mid-wicket and a short backward square inside the circle. Here is Crafton brings Smart forward as she pops it up into the offside for the number 4 fielder to come in to pick up. That's Karina Noel. And there is no run. So 8 for 1 in over number 2. So the captain, Shemaine Campbell, is on 1. Smart yet to score. She's on strike. And from the far end, the commentary box, well, in fact, the southern end of the ground, the pavilion end, Crafton comes up, bowls to Smart. Smart turns it away down to short mid-wicket again. She can't get off the mark. She's kept a knot. 7 for 1. John, the expectations of a Guyana batting lineup here against the Windwards?
Well, we would expect that they would bat their 20 overs first of all, and like they did in their previous matches, put some decent runs on the board. And because of that, they will definitely fancy themselves against the Windward Islands to do the same. Maybe a 125 plus.
Crafton bowling over the wicket. That's on the leg stump. That's flicked away. Down again to the forward square area. She has to hustle back looking for the single that wasn't on. Good bit of work by the fielder down at short mid wicket. And she remains at the striker's end. And good bit of work by Swaleen Williams from St. Lucia down at the short mid wicket area. And the score is kept on 7. Is it 7? 7 for the loss of 1, the scoreboard says. So Smart is 1 and just out Grim and bowled by Peters for 4 in the very first over, looking for a big shot. Played all over it and was comprehensively bowled off stick. So 7 for 1 as Smart settles. Let's watch Crafton. Comes up, she's in, bowls to Smart. Smart is back, hammers that, nice shot down through cover. Beating extra cover and extra cover and down to the boundary for 4. That's a nice shot from Tremaine Smart to get her off the mark. She's 4 and the Guyana total move up now to 11 for the loss of 1.
Room this time outside the off stump from Crafton to Smart. In the previous deliveries, she was actually bowling her mid stump and forcing Tremaine Smart on the back foot and into the defensive shot. This time she pitched up on the off stump and the experienced Barbishan with number 33 in her back just drove nicely through the covers. And this Providence field is extremely quick.
Here is Crafton once more, comes up, bowls, ball of a fuller length delivery on the off stump. She's forward, driving down towards Fletcher, who comes in, rifles a return to the bowler's end, misses the stumps, and Smart getting home easily to take her total up to 5, the total up to 12 for 1.
That's not easily, Matthew. She was scampering, and I think had Fletcher hit that stump, she'd have continued running all the way to that pavilion. A cheeky single. It was played not with soft hands at all. Firm drive down to mid-off, where Afi Fletcher picked up also very nicely and rifled the return. And Smart had to put everything into that to complete that single. But in the end, she survives. The Guyana team, they took 6 runs off of that over as well. And because of that, they want to continue along that path. Despite it was a very good over with 1 boundary coming off. It was a decent over, I must say, from the bowler Crafton. One that they can work with, but the Guyanese still managed to get 6 from it. Not bad.
So over number 3 starts, Peters from the northern end of the ground. Comes up, she's in, bowls to Smart. Smart is across her stumps and then forward, plays it out towards extra cover. And there is no run, 12 for 1. Well, maybe Tremaine is testing her fitness ability, John, in going for that run. I mean, she's not that young like before when she started playing for Guyana, of course, and the West Indies side. And these girls certainly have shown how fit they can be, playing at the ages they are. Here is Peters, comes up, bowls is Smart. She works it away, forward square, looking for the run. The return comes in, but wide of the keeper, 13, and backed up in the gully area. And again, looking for the single John. She's looking for the sharp singles, and she's got to be very mindful of a windward side. I would want to prize her wicket out, even via the run-out route.
She needs to be very watchful. She needs to be very watchful, Smart. This is the second time that she has turned the ball into the onside and started sprinting for that single, but it went straight to the fielder and had to be sent back by her partner Campbell. She just needs to be a bit watchful, allow the ball to pass the fielders before taking off for that single.
So Peters tries once more, rushes past umpire Javed Prasad, and that's turned away. In fact, that's Kelman Kaulasar, that's turned away towards the wide mid-on area. She gets a single. So 1 more to Smart. She's gone up now to 5, the scoreboard. 6, the scoreboard should read. It's gone up to 13 for 1 as Campbell comes in to strike. So Kelman Kaulasar at the bowler's end, the northern end. Here is Peters, comes up, full length delivery that's driven down to the long on area for the number 10 to come in. That's Kiana Joseph to field. 1 more to the captain. She's gone up now to 3, the total up to 14 for 1, John.
For Campbell, she looks very composed so far in her little knock. She has just been there for 8 deliveries and already gotten 3. And looking very good, taking some good singles. She actually knows where the gaps are, so she's trying to work the balls into the gaps, not trying to hit it too hard just yet, just getting a measure of the pitch and the bowlers.
Right, so backward point, there's a feel on a very wide point on the boundary. Here is a ball that's down the leg side, white signal by the umpire. So that'll be another extra. Extras will move up to 2 now. The total up to 15 for the loss of 1. And then backward point cover, extra cover in the mid-off. Mid-on. There's a feeler on the wide mid-on boundary. And you've got a forward square inside a 30-yard circle and a short backward square inside the circle as well. Let's watch Peters comes up. She's in to bowl to Smart, and Smart gets a ball that's on the line of the off stump. She's forward, plays it into the onside for the bowler to come around to her right to pick up. And again, there is no run, 15 for 1. So Guyana need to get a good score here because the Windwards aren't going to back down from this at all. They've not been a bad side in terms of their performances. It's just a matter of being more consistent in terms of good performances. Here is Peters comes up once more, bowls to Smart. Smart off the back foot, that's hammered into the ground, out towards extra cover. She can't score. She's kept on 6. The total is kept on 15 for 1, John.
Good use of the new ball, I must say, from the Windward Islands. Peters in that over number 3, not giving Smart any room at all to play the forcing shot outside the off stump. And one time she was down the leg side and she was penalized, and she went back immediately to bowling over that over the off stump, on that off stump line. So certainly looking very good with the new ball, not trying to do too many things with it, and making the ball do some amount of inward movement off the pitch, and that has been enough to keep the Guyana batsmen quiet. With one ball Campbell had to face, and she got a single. Other than that, Smart faced it all and could not score. Good bowling.
So 15 for 1. It's Cricket West Indies Women's T20 Blaze from Providence. Over number 4 about to start. Narissa Crafton, her second over. And she will come in to bowl to Campbell. So they need to push things on now. You look at 4 overs gone. They're just on the 4 and over. Here is Crafton comes up, bowls to Campbell. Campbell drives, nice shot down forward of point. The ball coming away for the fielded cover to do some work to her left. The return comes in to the wicketkeeper, and the batters come back for 2. So 2 to Campbell. She now moves on to 5. The total up to 17 for 1. Good shot, John.
Yeah, good shot. Room outside the off stump again, and she's using it to her effect to pick up 2. It was actually a good throw as well from the outfield, and it came just over the keeper's glove, and she actually allowed it. She thought it was probably going to go on to hit the stump, and it was very close indeed for Campbell, who had to also put her foot on the accelerator.
Crafton comes up, bowls. Campbell is pulling that nice shot. Backward of square, that's going to go for 4. That's a nice shot. Got inside her stumps, pivoted and pulled it nicely. Backward of square for 4. That's the Campbell that's going to be on the attack for Guyana. As the captain, she's gone up to 9, John. It's up to 21 for 1.
A short ball, Matthew, and that's exactly what set batsmen and established batsmen would do to short bowling. No pace at all on it from Crafton, and she just helps it along over the infield. Of course, there's a fielder just on the edge of the circle at backward square leg there, and she actually helps it over her head and got a boundary. So that is going to do Campbell a world of good as well, as we look to partner with Smart in laying a good foundation despite the early loss of Grimman. That's gone. This two would want to bat long for Guyana.
She has to try and get her line right. Crafton comes up once more, bowls to Campbell. Campbell gets a ball as she's nibbling to outside the off stump. Good delivery. That one came across, went right across Campbell. She came forward and pushed it. John beaten outside the off stump, 21 for 1.
Good delivery, moving it away from the left, from the right-hander's bat this time, and that is certainly going to beat lots of batsmen, and that has certainly beaten Campbell as well. She was searching for it, a little bit extra bounce on that delivery as well.
She tries once more, comes up to the Guyana captain, who gets a ball that she's edging away, steering away, beating the young Zyda James from St. Lucia, the 14-year-old, to her right. She doesn't feel that cleanly. She had to cover ground to third man to retrieve that ball. That was edged away by Campbell for 2. She's gone up now into double figures. I make it 11. The total up to 23 for 1.
Yes, bad miss there on the edge of the third man. On the edge, just by the third man region, and Campbell and Smart coming back quickly for 2.
Let's watch Crafton. Tries once more for the Windwards and brings Campbell forward. Good delivery on the off stump, kept a bit low, and she had to come forward and just played it out towards mid-off, picked up by Afi Fletcher, the Windwards captain, and there is no run. 23 for 1. So John, you want to predict a score for Guyana after 20 overs?
I will still stick with maybe, let's say, let's look at it. in the context of the matches earlier today, maybe a 140 will do Guyana very well.
140. Sounds good indeed. Here is Crafton, comes up. Campbell is on the back foot, punches down towards extra cover. And there is no run. So the over comes to an end. 4 overs have been completed. It's Cricket West Indies Women's T20 Blaze from Providence, with the Windwards winning the toss and asking Guyana to bat. They're 23 for the loss of 1.
And of course, like Duckworth and Lewis Stern method, with the fall of a wicket, you can actually re-evaluate. But with the pair at the crease, Smart and Campbell, once they're there, the Guyana team will be looking to get around that 140, even 150 should be pushing for, because that's really a par score at Providence. With the boundaries just 65 meters around this time, they can push for a good enough total. The Windwards certainly not playing that very well, and you don't want to bat them out of the game. And going into the next game, they should just look at it one game at a time, but could also want to stamp their authority and send a strong message to Barbados tomorrow night.
John Ramsing, a very optimistic gentleman indeed. Yes, so Afi Fletcher, is it? In fact, that's going to be Stacey Ann Adams will come into the attack. Stacey Ann Adams from St. Vincent will come into the attack from the media center end, the northern end of the ground. She'll come in to bowl to Smart, Tremaine Smart. So 2 Barbicians at the crease, John. And certainly these two know each other well. They would want to build a good partnership here.
They've been playing for Berbice and for Guyana for as long as I can remember.
Here is Adams comes up. That's forced away. Nice shot, but can't beat the infield. Afi Fletcher's onto the ball quickly from cover. And she's kept on 6. Tremaine Smart. 11 to Campbell. 23 for the loss of 1. Over number 5 has started. Stacey Ann Adams bowling from the northern end of the ground. Backward point, cover, extra cover mid-off. Here is a ball on the leg stump that's turned away. Nice shot, down through backward square. Let's see if the number 4 fielder will get onto the ball. That's Karina Noel. She does. And the batters come back for 2. That's 2 more to Tremaine Smart. She's gone up to 8 now. The total up to 25 for the loss of 1. John just train on the legs and worked away nicely to backward square.
Turning it with a tide, we would say, and getting 2 runs. Good running, good positive running again. And once they can continue to do that, they can break up the feeling and bowling momentum and pick up some runs.
Here is a full toss that's played away off the outer portion of the bat along the ground through where slip would have been, but of course no slip for the T20 game. It's gone down to the boundary for 4. That's 29 for the loss of 1, John.
Full toss. I'm not trying to hit it too hard, just trying to place it really, and the ball came off the outer part of the bat, and quickly, of course, because with a little extra pace from Adams, and this ball is still new and hard, and she's going to get runs in that region because there's no fielder behind the wicket keeper. Just third man is on the circle, and she'll get 4 for that any day.
Smart has gone up to 12. She's back and punching it down towards extra cover, and there is no run, so she's gone up to 12. She's gone past Shemaine Campbell, who's 11. 29 for 1, Guyana. Being asked to bat here by the Windwards in over number 5. Inderjeet will pick up the commentary after this over. Here is a ball from Adams that is outside the off stump, steered away towards backward point, looking for the single that's not on. Good bit of work by the field out there to restrict Smart to stay in her crease. She's on 12. 29 for 1, John. And the Windwards aren't looking too bad in the field, with the exception of that miss from Zyda James down in the short third man area earlier. So Smart settles, taps away. Let's watch Adams. Comes up, bowls to Smart on the middle stump. She's turning it down to her short, straight mid-wicket. And there is no run. So that's Swaleen Williams out there. The over comes to an end. 5 overs have been completed in the Guyana innings. Being asked to bat here at Providence. Match number 12, rung number 4. 29 for the loss of 1. The captain Campbell is on 11, 12 to Smart, and it's Cricket West Indies Women's T20 Blaze from Providence.
A nice
ball from John, and then it will be Inderjeet.
A nice little partnership building between Campbell and Smart. 25 runs now, and of the 29 total. So they're certainly looking to take the attack deep into this inning so that they can really press home later on for the onslaught. But once the Windwards can break this partnership, they can come back into this game. As I say, good evening to Inajit.
Good evening, John. Good evening, listeners. Here is Crafton to Campbell. She's cutting in the air, falling short of the fine third man inside the circle. The return comes in from James. And Campbell, very lucky. Maybe if James had put in the dive, you never know, the catch could have been taken. They get the single. And the scoreboard says now it is 30 for the loss of one.
You know, they say fortune favors the brave. Campbell was going hard to that one because her eyes lit up, seeing a short, wideish delivery, and she went hard at it. But luckily for her, it got a thickish outside edge, and it fell short of the fielder who's on the edge of the third man third man area.
This is a short delivery outside the line of the off stump, and here is Smart, almost playing a nothing shot. Well, that isn't smart of Tremaine Smart. That ball was wide. It was a half-hearted shot, and the ball went by into the gloves of 13, the keeper, and there is no run. So good battle. It has been even so far. The Windward Islands picking up the early wicket of Grimmond, who was bowled by Peters for 4. That was in the first over. Here is Crafton, comes up. This is short and pulled away. Down towards short mid-on, and the ball ricochet off the fielder. The return comes in, and it completes the single. So one more to Tremaine Smart. That will take her now on to 13, and the scoreboard will rotate by 131 for the loss of one. John, the battle is actually even Steven at the moment.
So far, most definitely, because the Windward Islands bowlers have been on top. The Guyana batsmen not getting the ball away they'd want, because we're still in the power play, the last over of the power play. They perhaps will be looking for more, but it's controlled bowling so far.
Yes, the bowling has been good. Crafton comes in and bowls to Campbell, backing away and looking to square cut. Didn't got anything. That delivery kept a little bit low, and once again it went into the gloves of the keeper. But that was a very ambitious shot from Campbell.
Yes, she recognizing that she need to get on with things, perhaps putting a little bit of pressure on herself to score and to play the forcing shot, but a little bit of extra pace from Crafton, who's mixing it up, and did not allow her to score.
Yes, Crafton has done well so far. This is a full toss, and she's looking to swing it through the leg side. Taken high up on the pad, and it squirts away down towards a backward point where Akira Peters field. And once again, there is no run. So the Windward Islands won the toss, and they decided that they're going to ask Guyana to take first strike. Guyana started with Grimmond and Tremaine Smart. Grimmond so far is back in the pavilion. Here is Crafton, comes up, bowls down the track, and she drives over the top, and that's going to go away down towards the wide long off boundary for 4. Good full-blooded shot by the Guyanese skipper, and with that boundary she will now move on to 16, and that will take the score into 35 for the loss of one. 6 overs completed. Good time to remind you, this is Cricket West Indies Women T20 Blaze from the National Stadium.
And to restrict a team under 6 runs and over in the power play is certainly a good ask by the bowling side. So 35 after 6, power play done and dusted. The Windwards will feel that they have done a good job. And that last shot there from Campbell, spoiling the over, we would say, for Crafton, because before that it was just 2 singles in the over. A good steady bowling from her, and keeping Campbell, of all persons, very quiet. Campbell trying to hit the ball a bit too hard at times, and that last one, she was in the arc and she went over the infield and got it down to long off for a boundary. Good shot in the end.
Yes, so while the bowling has been good, the batting has been good too, because Guyana hasn't lost a bundle of a wicket. This is a shot played down towards long on by Tremaine Smart. She gets another run. She will now move on to 14, and the total will rotate now onto 35 for the loss of one. Now, the boundaries aren't coming in frequency, but they have managed to rotate the strike nicely, picking up their singles. Now we see the long off has gone way out on the rope, so to the long on. Here is a delivery that she comes down, Campbell, and strokes it very pleasantly down towards wide long off. She gets another on Campbell. She moves on to 17. The score will now move on by 1. Is it 37? That's right, 37 for the loss of 1. Lovely evening, and just a sprinkling of spectators maybe in the vicinity about 30, 40 people are here watching this match. Here is Adams. He comes in, bowls to Campbell down the track and bangs it away over short mid-off, down towards the boundary for 4. That's a terrific shot. In fact, it's Tremaine Smart, the tall girl. That was a smart shot. That will take the score now on to 41 for the loss of 1. You enjoyed that, didn't you?
It looked good. That's her third boundary. The last boundary she got came off the edge of the bat, and that time in the middle of the bat. So she's going to feel very good about that, and it looked good as well because it was pitched up. And she chanced her arm going over 2 fielders, one at the extra cover, one at cover, and the fielder down at the boundary at cover could not get around in time. Very well played.
Yes, so here is Adams once again. She comes up, bowls to Smart. This is well pitched up. She comes forward. She drives off the front foot down towards wide mid-off, and there is no run. And this is good because she stretched and played the shot nicely. Good movement, which says that her timing is good. As we watch, Adams comes in, bowls to Smart. Big drive outside the line of the off stump. The ball went by into the gloves of the keeper. This time outfoxed by the bowler. The score stays on 41 for 1.
Yeah, looking to repeat the shot, perhaps looking to go a bit straighter this time. And the ball just, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt, moved at the last moment, moved after pitching. And because of that, she missed it and it went through to the keeper.
Here is Adams once again, comes in, bowls to Smart, and this time she turns the wrist over it, gets it away down towards short, straight mid-wicket. There is no run. 7 overs gone. Guyana batting against the Windwards. They're 41 for the loss of 1. 17 is Campbell. Smart is an 18.
Yeah, and despite the boundary coming in that over, the Windwards not allowing too many bad balls in the overs. So the batsmen are not able to get away with things and get on with the scoring like they would like. The pitch is not a bad pitch. Still balls coming on decent. The odd one with perhaps with a change of pace we can see doing a little bit. But other than that, it's been a very good pitch so far. And once the Windward Islands bowlers continue to bowl the way they're going, it can be in the Guyana innings a competitive finish, really. A nice battle towards the end of the innings.
Yes, and we are all here expecting to have a keenly contested match. Afi Fletcher, she's going to come now into the attack, and she'll be bowling to the right-handed Shemaine Campbell. There is a fine third man, backward point, cover on the boundary. There's an extra cover, long off, long on, a mid-wicket, a forward square on the boundary, and a short backward square. So here is the right arm spinner Afi Fletcher, passes the umpire, comes up, and this is tossed up to Campbell. She comes down, plays nicely down towards long on. She gets the single. She will now move on to 18, and that will take Guyana on to 42 for the loss of 1. And in T20 cricket, it's very important that you get a run off the first delivery. A boundary is going to be a nice name.
Yeah, if you get a boundary, that certainly will put the bowler off. But you got a single, stretching and taking it down to long on.
Fletcher comes in, bowls to Smart, and Smart is coming forward, exploring the possibility of a single. The ball goes down towards short cover, and there is no run. That's Nero coming in like a hare to ensure that she prevented any thought that Shemaine Campbell might have wanted to come through. So the fielding has been good so far, with the exception of 2 misfielding down at fine third man. This is given some nice air, and Smart stretching forward, plays it down towards short mid-wicket, and once again there is no run. That's Williams patrolling the short mid-wicket area. Here is Fletcher, has been a good over so far. She begins to move in, comes up, bowls to Smart. Smart onto the back foot and is driving back up the track for Fletcher herself to feel. There is no run, so the skipper is setting a good example here. She's very, very tight, and Tremaine Smart is playing a very good hand for her country. This is a delivery, tossed up on the full toss, swung away, down through forward square. There's a fielder on the boundary, runs away to the right, sends the return in, and they will stay at 1. Good fielding on the boundary, and now we had a little bit of misfielding by the bowler. That's Afi Fletcher taking the ball from the keeper, but they didn't get the extra run. The score stays on 43 for the loss of 1, and this has brought Shemaine Campbell back in strike, and the right-handed Smart has moved on to 19 with that single. We're in over number 8. Here is Afi Fletcher once again, comes in, bowls to Campbell onto the back foot. She strokes it. That's a pleasant shot. Looks very elegant as she plays the shot down towards cover, and the return comes in. Campbell, She gets another run. She now moves on to 19. The over is completed. 8 overs gone. Guyana 44 for the one. Both Campbell and Tremaine Smart, they're on 19. This is Cricket West Indies Women's T20 Blaze from the National Stadium.
Good support in the outfield by the Windward Islands fielders. That over, Smart got a full toss, was looking for a boundary on the onside, but the fielder, because the ball went to her so quickly, she released it as well quickly, and the batsmen were looking for a second. They thought of it. They both came out of the crease maybe 2 or 3 steps, but they changed their minds, of course, and that was a smart thing to do. I think because Tremaine Smart is there, this is a smart thing to do. But they held their respective creases, because had they gone for that, it could have been very tight indeed. But they survived and taking the partnership now on to 40 and looking to get things away, because that last over, just 3 runs from the captain, she's experienced and not giving anything away to the other 2 experienced players in Campbell and Smart.
Yes, so a change in bowling from this end. Kiana Joseph, and she'll be bowling to the right-handed Tremaine Smart. Here is the left-hander, comes in, bowls to Smart. That's a short delivery, and she's forcing it down on the offside of the pitch. The ball comes down towards long off, but Tremaine Smart was in the way there of the bowler. Should they have gone for the single? Well, it's good to see that it is being played in the spirit of the game, as I say. Good evening to Clyde. Should he have gone for the run, Clyde?
Good evening to you, definitely so. That's bad cricket on the part of the 2 Guyanese batsmen, 2 experienced batsmen as well.
This is short, and this is pulled away down towards mid-wicket on the boundary. The return comes in, and they'll get this single. So 1 this time to Campbell. She goes into the 20. She's on to 20. 45, John, or is it 44? That's right, 45 for the loss of 1. Well, if Guyana end up losing the game by 1 run, we'll remember that moment. Down the track by Smart. This is blasted back over the head of the bowler, and the return comes in, and they get the single. So 1 more to Smart. She's now on to 20. 46 for the loss of 1. Good cricket so far, Clyde?
Yes, I think both teams have played good so far. The Windward Islands bowling has been fairly good.
And this is beautifully bowled, touchdown, and just spun away from the right-handed Campbell into the gloves of the keeper.
Yeah, I think both teams have played some decent cricket. Guyana now looking, I think, to step up. And that last delivery, an absolute poor level delivery. That was a beauty.
Yes, this time it's short, and Campbell gave herself a little bit of a room and then almost slapped it away down towards long off, where Crafton is fielding, and she gets another run. Campbell is setting up herself for a later onslaught. She's looking real good on to 21. 47 now for the loss of 1. Back comes Tremaine Smart in strike. Joseph, short, down the track, swung away. Will this beat the long off Akira Peters? It does, and that's 4 good-looking runs to Tremaine Smart. She goes on to 24. That's the 50 up for Guyana. They're 51 for the loss of 1.
Well, I think Guyana is making their intention notice now. They're looking to be positive. They're looking to step up things. That last delivery was slightly short of a length. Tremaine Smart was coming down the pitch, adjusted well, and then pulled it to wide of mid-on and got 4 runs straight. Good looking shot. But that was a mixed bag of an over. There was a pitch of a delivery in that over. Pitched just about leg stump, torn across the right hander, and we didn't see her pitch the ball up again in the over. She bowled basically short deliveries after that. So, you know, as you can see, if we say that was a mixed bag of an over, a couple of good deliveries and a few bad deliveries as well.
You're right, Clyde. The consistency wasn't there. Anyway, here is Fletcher. Comes in and bowls to Smart. She's driving down towards long on. And Smart, in fact, it's Campbell. That's right, Shamaine Campbell. She gets the single. And with that single, Shamaine Campbell now will move on to 21. 22, says John Ramsing. The score is on to 50. Well, it's kind of difficult to make it out. 52. And this is a little paddle sweep there played by Tremaine Smart. Didn't got any contact onto it. Might be onto pads and then trickled away into the onside field. There is no run. And Tremaine Smart, since she has been promoted, she has looked the part.
Well, the thing is about Tremaine Smart, I think she has opened more or less most times to Guyana in T20 cricket. She has, I know for sure, opened for West Indies a few times as well in T20 cricket, going in as a pinch hitter. And she hasn't done badly. So it's good to see that Guyana continues to have her in the team. She continues to help as well, because knowing Tremaine Smart, she would always be a helper to the team members. And she is not only a cricketer, she has managed Guyana under 19.
Yes, so
as
true.
well.
And Smart comes down and works it away. It comes off maybe the blade of the bat down towards short backward square. Might have been looking to get it through mid-wicket, but she gets the single, and that is important. She now moves on to 23, 25. That's right, she's on to 25. The board is actually scrambling the figures, looking like scrambled eggs as we watch this delivery tossed up, and down comes... that's Campbell, works it away down towards long on, and she too gets a single. That will take the score now on to 53. 53 for one, and that's the 50th partnership coming off. Congratulations
Score
to
is
those
54
two.
actually.
They?
Score is 54.
54, thanks so much. So a very good half-century partnership, and this is a brilliant shot played by Smart. Will it get into the boundary? A dive, and it beats the diving field down towards the long off boundary, and a good hit, good power by Tremaine Smart. She gets another boundary. She moves on to 29, and that will take the score now on to 58 for the loss of one. Good blow, 10 overs gone. Good time to remind you, this is Cricket West Indies Women's T20, blazed from the National Stadium. More from Clyde Butts, then it's going to be Machuki soon.
Well, that last delivery was slow. Tremaine Smart came down the pitch, hit it over the top of the ball. I don't think she timed it as well as she would have liked, but it still went into the boundary. The fielder came across from mid-on, dived to try and stop it, and she's down and out at the moment. One only hopes that she's not injured. Today we did see an incident where two Trinidadian fielders actually clashed in the field, and both had to be helped off the field. They were fielding at mid-wicket. One was at mid-wicket and one was at deep backward square. They ran across to collect a delivery, and they actually clashed into each other. And I think both had to be taken off the field. I don't know how bad they are at the moment, but and now we're seeing one of the girls from Trinidad, Windward Islands, down at long on, and the players, a few players are around her. The umpire is there with her as well, and one only hopes that she's not too badly injured.
Yes, so not really never a good sight, Clyde, when you have these situations on the field, little bits of injuries to the players. But that's what sports is all about. It tests the body, put the body under a lot of pressure. The muscles come into play. Your skill, especially for the cricketers in the field, running around the boundary area. We saw there that she was trying to save a boundary. A ball that was hit straight back over the head of the bowler by Smart, who's actually gone up to 29 now, a total up to 58 for the loss of one, with 10 overs completed, and certainly coming across and diving, and really just maybe doing a little bit of damage to herself as she limps her way off the playing area. Is that Crafton, is it? Crafton, who would have bowled earlier, Clyde. I think she bowled 3 overs from the southern end of the ground, so she won't get a chance to bowl a 4th over. It's 58 for the loss of one, and play will continue now, but certainly that would have done a bit of damage to her, and now the Windwards would have to fight in terms of their fielding department. They've got a lot of hard work to do, because both experienced players in Campbell and Tremaine Smart, they're batting pretty well, and they're playing some big shots, and they've got the Windwards fielders under pressure.
Well, 10 overs is up, and you've got a score of 57. Your two most experienced batsmen out there, I think the Windwards can safely say they're still happy with the way things have gone on. They would certainly like to get rid of one of these or both of them at the moment, but they have kept things fairly tight. They haven't bowled badly. Both of these girls can really bat. Campbell, of course, can step it up. Smart is that type of player who can play her shot. So I think both of them.
So Swaleen Williams comes into the attack, and that's driven. That's a nice shot down to mid-off, straight to the fielder by Campbell. And she gets another run. She's gone up now to 24. 24, the scoreboard should read. It's saying 23. The total up to 59 now for the loss of 1. So they're just 1 behind. So Swaleen Williams of St. Lucian comes into the attack from the media center end, the northern end of the ground. She comes in now to bowl to Smart. Smart is down the track. Is she what? That's a missed-stumped actually, Clyde. She came down the track looking to heave that over mid-on, missed the shot, and the keeper also missed out, I believe.
Yes, that's definitely a missed that. Well, more or less a missed run out because she was way down the track. The ball was a little full as well, and I think that would be what has beaten the wicketkeeper.
Here is a ball that's lifted in the air, and the fielder did not come in to take the catch. Must have thought that the ball could have bounced over her. That's Peters. That's Smart lifting that to the wide mid-on area, wide long-on area. She gets a single, and the fielder waited on that ball to bounce from the boundary area. It's 59 now for the loss of 1. Smart moves into the 30s. Here is a ball that's Campbell checks the shot. She came forward, maybe looking for the drive, and then went back and just guided it away towards the short third man inside the circle. No run. 59 for the loss of 1. So Williams back to her mark. Swaleen Williams, a St. Lucian. She comes in now to bowl to Campbell, and the Guyana captain is being struck on the pad high up. She came forward. The ball bounces out into the offside. No run.
Well, Swaleen Williams is bowling slow off breaks, and I think the pace that she's bowling with, the batsman will have to make all the shots. It's going to be hard to hit her square of the wicket, and with any sort of power, they'll just have to try and work her into the gaps on the onside and try and go over the top. It's not going to be easy.
She's on drive-in down through the mid-wicket area. The fielder coming in quickly, and the batters get 2, so 2 more to Campbell. She's gone up now to 26. The total up to 61 for the loss of 1, as 11 overs have been completed here, with the Windwards winning the toss and asking Guyana to bat 61 for the loss of 1. Campbell is on 26, and Tremaine Smart is on 30. Clyde, it's CWI Women's T20 Blaze from Providence.
Yeah, I think what we're going to see is Smart actually looking to smash nearly all the deliveries that she faced, and looking to go over the top and using her feet as well. We'll probably continue to see Campbell looking to find the gaps, pick the 1s and 2s up, and giving Smart most of the strike, because Smart is looking to go after the ball, and nothing is wrong with that. You've only lost 1 wicket. You're a little bit behind in terms of the run rate, the rate you would like to be. So I think we are going to see Smart really try and go after the bowlers. I think the Windward might be missing a little bit of trick. I think the mid-on and mid-off both are a little too wide. Especially the mid-off can come a little straighter. If Smart is going to hit, she's probably going to hit him more mid-on, straightish, a little straightish.
Right, so Kiana Joseph comes back into the attack, and Smart is down the track, works it down through the straight mid-on area. They come through for a quick single, and the stumps being disturbed there by 13. And in fact, what has she done? Well, she's just gone up to have a few words, the keeper with the bowler. The score goes up to 62 for the loss of 1.
I think she would have gone up to the fielder to say, why did you throw it to the keeper? The bowler, the Tremaine Smart, Campbell is one of the quickest runners between the wickets in the whole region. Why throw to her? And when you have a shorter end, you have a bigger person to throw to, and you throw it to my end, that should have been thrown to the bowlers, and I think they may have had a chance with running out a Tremaine Smart.
Right, Smart is 31, 63 for 1. Here is Joseph bowls on the leg stump, that's turned away nicely with soft hands on that occasion, and taking the single quickly as the fielder from mid-wicket had to come in. The number 2, that's Swaleen Williams. 1 more to Campbell. She's gone up now to 28, is it? 27. The score up to 64 for the loss of 1.
Yeah, I think what probably they're doing well. Windwards is doing well. We cannot get away from that. When you're bowling against the 2 better players in Guyana team, and you've kept them down to this, you're doing well. And they just need to hold their focus and continue to do what they're doing.
Here is a ball that Smart is down the track to, and then hammers it through the offside for the fielder. That's number 56 in her back to come in. Akira Peters from the boundary. She gets a single. One
And-
more to Smart. She's gone up to 32. Has gone up to 64. for the
And
last
maybe
one.
if the Windwards had a little bit more support in the field, they could have the Guyana team could have been under more pressure as well.
Here is a ball. Campbell again down the track on the leg stump and driving down to wide long on for one. To take our total now up to 28. Is gone up to 65 for the loss of one. Kiana Joseph, the 18-year-old, would be the second youngest in the side because Zyda James, a 14-year-old from St. Lucia, is playing here in this game. Down the track, edged away where slip would have been. Tremaine Smart is coming down towards the boundary, and the 14-year-old has done pretty good work for St. Lucia. Pulls the ball back just inside the third man boundary, and the batters will take three. That's good work, Clyde, in the field from a young, energetic 14-year-old. Has gone up to 67 for the loss of one.
Yeah, and Smart, like I said before, is going to go after the bowlers. That was a short delivery. Obviously, the bowler saw her coming down, pulled it down. She got the outer edge. It flew down very fine indeed, and she got 3 runs. But good fielding by the youngster, chasing hard and saving a run for her country.
So Campbell comes back into strike. Smart has gone up to 33. I make it, is it? Or 34? 35 actually. So the board is the board has got it right now. Here is Joseph, comes up down the track, checks the shot. Is the Guyana captain and plays on the onside of the pitch for the bowler herself in her follow through to pick up. The over comes to an end. So 12 gone here at Providence in match number 12, rung 4. It's Cricket West Indies Women's T20 Blaze from Providence. Guyana being asked to bat. They're 68 for the loss of one.
And Guyana continues to try and accelerate. And the Windward Islands is keeping them fairly tight. I think the Windward Islands have done well in terms of control and keeping the Guyana batsmen down to 6 or 7 now in 12 overs. I think they've done very well, and they need to keep that focus on. In the meantime, I'm sure Guyana will be thinking, look, we're behind this 8 ball here by probably 10 to 15 runs, and we need to step up.
Here is Smart down the track, gets it through forward square. She's taken 1, so John tells me it's 69 before this run, so it's gone up to 70 now for the loss of 1. Smart has gone up to 36, and she's batting pretty well with all her experience coming to play here. Opening the batting in the T20 tournament. It's 70 for the loss of 1. The captain comes back into strike. She's on 28, is it? She's on 28. Let's watch. Swaleen Williams comes up. She's in. Bowls to Campbell. Campbell gets a ball that hustles back into her. She's forward, struck on the pad, gets it out into the offside. No run. 70 for the loss of 1.
Well, a quiet question was asked there of the umpire. I think that would have been a good shout as well, because she actually, I think, got hit on the back foot as she was away down the track a little, and umpires tend not to put you out when you're that far down.
Williams to Campbell. Campbell's lifting that in the air. Catch taken by, that's Joseph. Kiana Joseph down on the deep mid-on area, almost a long on position. So Campbell holds out to the deep mid-on position. She's gone for 28, Clyde. It's 71. Is it 71? 71 for the loss of 2. 70 for the loss of 2 now. So the scoreboard has got it right, and the Guyana captain going back.
Yeah, I think that's good cricket from the Windward Islands. They've kept things fairly tight, putting the pressure on the Guyanese batsmen to try and look to score, look to step up the scoring. Campbell, obviously, being the experienced player that she is, realized that, look, we are falling a little behind, we need to try something. She came down the track to that one. I don't think she tried and hit that hard. She was trying more or less, I think, to place it so that she could get 1 or 2. But it was timed nice. Then it went all the way down to long on. And long on took a good catch as well. Didn't seem to be forced, just ran in and took a fairly easy catch. So that could put a little bit of pressure on Guyana, or it could make things a little easier. New batsman coming in. Smart, but maybe be thinking, now look, I need to stay here for a little longer. Knowing that we've got a lot of inexperienced batters to come, she's probably thinking that she needs to stay a little longer now.
Yes, and Williams has picked up a pretty good wicket indeed, removing the captain, who was beginning to look really good indeed. She comes up now. She's in bowls to Smart. Smart is lifting that again in the air, and that's dropped by Joseph. Would you believe it? At long on, she took a catch. Previous delivery to dismiss Campbell, and now Tremaine Smart holding out to her. but she came to her left, moved to her left, she juggled the ball and then dropped it, Clyde.
Well,
That's a
she
big
had
miss.
that covered all the way. I'm a little surprised that she actually dropped that because she looked very comfortable attacking the ball, getting to it comfortably. She had the reverse cup going and just spilled it. I think she had it, and then as she started to balance herself, she just floated over her hands.
Smart in the meantime picks up two. She's gone up to 38. Here is the ball that she's lifting in the air this time, down to long off, and another drop from the fielder. That's number 20. I think that's the substitute who's come out. Pearl Etienne, the Dominican, down at long off, Clyde. Two drops in succession. That wouldn't help the Windwards
That's
at all.
too bad, missed. And when you think that you've got Campbell out, you Smart is still trying to play the same way. You've got two chances to put her, two easy catches as well. One at long on, one at long off. The captain must be livid on the field.
Certainly, Afi Fletcher would be extremely disappointed because they removed Smart. Certainly would have put Guyana under pressure because she's in good touch. She's gone up to 39. Here is Gajnami. Gajnami works it away to short backward square for a single to get herself off the mark. She's won now. It's gone up to 74 for the loss of 2. The over comes to an end. 13 overs have been completed. Some bad misses in the outfield by the Windward Islands, Clyde, could certainly cost them. It's 74 for the loss of 2. 13 overs gone. It's CWI Women's T20 Blaze from Providence.
Well, they would be hoping that it don't cost them. But regardless of whether you take your catches, regardless of whether somebody gets out immediately after, you've still lost that delivery. That delivery could have been getting another wicket. So, and you give away 3 runs as well because they got 2 and then they got a single. So, you know, all of those things count. Sometimes people say, well, it didn't cost you much, but it does cost you regardless of how you look at cricket, because that has cost them 3 runs immediately. And both bowlers are bowling well, and with new batters coming in, it can always be some pressure on the batting side.
All right, and one could imagine how disappointed the captain is, Afi Fletcher, just marshalling her forces, bringing the mid-wicket a little bit finer, and the mid-wicket on the boundary a little bit straighter. So she's going to drop back to the 30-yard circle at mid-wicket. And there is a backward square as well, and a long on the leg side. There is Gajnabi is playing it into the onside. Kiana Joseph starting a new over from the far end of the ground, over number 14 in progress.
And
Kiana
Joseph has been bowling smart as well. She has been bowling very close to the right hand, does not give him this sort of room to swing their arms.
Left hand over the wicket, that's outside the leg stump, that's tucked away into the leg side for a quick single by Gajnabi.
Well, that's another bad miss. That should have been a run out. That should have been an easy run out. The ball was trickling out to short mid-wicket. The fielder came and didn't pick it up, and I think Gajnabi would have been run out by a long, long way.
Nevertheless, she gets a second run. It's gone up to 75 for 2. Smart comes back into strike. 2 chances went to begging for Tremaine Smart, so she probably is going to pounce on this now. Down the track, checks the shot, pushes it out towards cover, goes through for a single as the fielder comes around. That's Etienne from extra cover to field. She gets one more. She goes into the 40s now. She's up to 40. It's 75 for the loss of 2.
I mean, you think that Smart was mis-stumped earlier on as well. So they're certainly not doing themselves any favor in the field, this Windward Island side. And they're putting pressure on the bowlers, and the bowlers have been bowling well.
Gajnami on drives down towards the wide long on area. The fielder rifles a return. 1 bounce to Kiana Joseph, the bowler. 1 more to Gajnabi. She now moves to 3. The total up to 77 for the loss of 2. As Smart comes back into strike. Let's watch Joseph. Left hand. And that short stumped. Wide of the off stump. She pulled it down nicely and just outside the off stick. And finally Tremaine Smart, who would have gotten about 3 lives, Clyde, goes stumped off the ball, wicketkeeper off the bowling of Kiana Joseph for a well-played 40. It's 77 for the loss of 3.
Well, Tremaine Smart was riding her luck lately. The last couple of overs, she's been looking to really step things up. But I think when you lost 1 wicket, you don't want to lose another wicket straight away. And I think she's just guilty there of not being smart, playing a little bit smarter cricket. And we know she can play smart cricket. she's probably thinking that she needs to go now to ensure Guyana gets a big total. But I think if she's there, there's that chance that Guyana will get a big total. She been working the ball nicely around. I think once she started looking to just slug, she didn't look the part. That was last delivery. She was coming down the track. The ball obviously saw her pull it down short a little wider, and she missed it, and she was out stumped by a long, long way.
Right, so Irva Giddens comes out to do battle. Irva, very experienced as well from Berbice. Has played a long time for Guyana and of course the West Indies. Very good cricketer indeed with both bat and ball, I can tell you that. She is a very valuable cricketer to this side. 77 for the loss of 3. She's a left-handed batter. And Kiana Joseph will bowl to her. So Grimond bowl, Peters 4, Campbell caught, Joseph bowl, Williams 28. Let's watch. Here is a ball that she's slapping out towards cover. Her first delivery, and there is no run. Smart just out, stumped wicketkeeper 13 bowl, Joseph for 40, 77 for the loss of 3. The over comes to an end, 14 gone. And Clyde, the Windwards, finally winning the battle with Smart, 77 for the loss of 3. 2 to Gajnabi. Giddens yet to score. It's CWI Women's T20 Blaze from Providence.
Yes, I think Windwards are putting up a very good fight against the Guyana team. They've bowled well, they've bowled sensible, and they've bowled smart. They've used their slow bowlers, taking the pace off the deliveries, making the Guyanese batsmen look to go over the top. And at times, I think the Guyanese batsmen look to hit rather than look to play their normal strokes, so they can stroke the ball around the ground and so on. And I think that's what have caused them a little bit of a trouble. If they had just looked to play some more cricket, I think the score would, they've probably got another 10, 15 runs on the board. But the Windwards, you have to give them some credit here. They've played smart cricket. They've looked to work the ball, bowl slow, make the batsmen come after them.
So Williams continues from the media center end and brings Gajnabi forward as she turns it through mid-wicket for 1. She gets her 3rd run now, the scoreboard says, or she's gone to 4. John, is it 4? Her 3rd run? 4. She's gone up to 4. 78 for the loss of 3 now as Irva Giddens comes back into strike. So Afi Fletcher marshalling her force as well, ensuring that she's got her feelers outside the 30-yard circle, backward square on the boundary. There's a mid-wicket on the boundary. She herself is at long on, and you've got a long off in Joseph. So the fielder down at cover on the boundary comes into the extra cover position, and certainly ensuring that her fielders are in their rightful positions. Let's watch Williams. She's going to bowl round the wicket now to Irva. Irva is coming forward, back, then lifts it in the air. The return comes in, hit the stumps at the bowler's end, and she's been given out, run out. So Irva Giddens goes via the run out route. Clyde Butts coming through for the single. First the ball sort of popped onto her. She popped it up into the leg side, took off for the run. She didn't make her ground. She's gone, run out without scoring. It's 78 for the loss.
I'm a little surprised that Irva actually came when she did. She's not quick between the wickets. She's a bit slower. I haven't seen her in any game where I've seen her before, like dominate a bowling attack. So I'm a little surprised that she actually came out when she did. But that delivery was just slightly short of her length. She was on her back foot. It kept a little low. She was looking to pull, lobbed it out into a straightish mid-wicket position. The fielder came in quickly, and I think it was Nero actually who came in there and picked the ball up and threw the stump down.
Right, so another good wicket for the Windwards here as the new batter comes out. That's Casey Thompson. Is she the vice captain, I believe? Casey Thompson, well, she was in the 50-over tournament, so Casey comes out. As we watch Gajnabi now, who will face up. So Giddens has gone for a duck. Here is a ball that's given some air, wraps around the pad, loud appeal, that's plumb, out leg before. Gajnabi coming inside her stumps and looking to sweep back with a square, missed completely, struck plumb in front Clyde, and another wicket. This young lady has certainly done well here for the Windwards. It's 78 now for the loss of 5.
And putting Guyana into further trouble. That was a delivery that was pitched up, it was fairly straight. She was coming forward, aiming for that gap on the onside. There's that wide gap on the onside where you can just push and get single and look to press for 2. And I think that's what she was looking to do, just to work the ball on the onside. Missed it completely. and was adjudged LBW by the umpire. And I think, further trouble for the Guyanese players. They're just not really to mambo in terms of the slowness of the Windward Islands bowler. They've taken the pace off the bowling, making the batsmen have to make all the pace or put a lot of pressure. And they have put a lot of pressure on them.
So Giddens and Gajnabi going in the 15th over now. So the new batter is
Fraser, Cherry
Ann Fraser. And she will take strike. Is she a left-hander? She is a left-hander. So Cherry Ann Fraser is out there to do battle. So certainly Guyana being rocked back after losing Grimman early 4-1, and then a little partnership of 66 between Campbell and Smart, and both going quickly after each other. Let's watch a ball that's just outside the off stump from Williams, and she doesn't offer a shot taken by the keeper. That's Cherry Ann Fraser. The score is kept on 78 for 5. Inderjeet will take you to the end of the innings, the Guyana innings, after this over. Let's watch Williams bowling round the wicket to Williams. Williams is back, slaps it in the air over the head of the captain and down to the boundary for 4, beating the fielder long off. So she gets off the mark, hitting the ball airish over the cover area. She's off the mark with 4. The total has gone up to 82 for the loss of 5. 15 overs have been completed, Clyde, and it's cricket West Indies. In fact, 1 ball remaining, beg your pardon, to complete the over. It's gone up to 82 for the loss of 5. What a shot over cover.
That was a good shot. It was short, it had the width, she was back, and she didn't try to cut it. She pulled it more or less just in front.
Here is Williams swinging down through the mid-wicket area. Fraser, in fact, down towards the field on the boundary. She comes off the boundary and they pick up 2 more. So that's a 4 and a 2 to Fraser. So 3 deliveries she's faced. The over now comes to an end. It's gone up to 84 for the loss of 5. 15 gone, Clyde. 6-2. That's, in fact, Thompson's yet to score. And 6-2, Cherry Ann Fraser. It's Cricket West Indies Women's T20 Blaze from Providence. More from Clyde, and then it will be Inderjeet.
Well, I think this partnership will have to put on a 20 or a 30 Guyanese to try and be a little safer than they are at the moment. Both of these are capable batters as well. And Cherry Ann Fraser loves to hit the ball, loves to go over the top. She's a bit quick between the wicket as well. So I think this could be a nice little partnership. And Guyana certainly needs a little bit of a partnership here if they're going to get to that 120 or thereabouts.
Here is Kiana Joseph, comes up now and bowls to Thompson. She's turning it away down towards short, forward square. The return comes in. A question asked of the umpire, and the umpire says not out. They get the single. KZ Thompson opens her account with 1. That will take Guyana total now on to 84 for the loss of 5. 85. As I say, good evening once again to John Ramsing.
Hello, Inderjeet. Good evening. And the Guyana team certainly rocked back 4 wickets in the last 3 overs, including 2 in the 15th. But the Windward Islands bowling very well, sticking to their game plan, trying to keep pace of the delivery and have the Guyana batsmen play the forcing shot. So, I would say still even Stevens.
So we're watching Kiana Joseph, and she will be bowling to the left-handed Cherry Ann Fraser. That's a beautiful name, Cherry.
Sweet name, we would say,
Yeah.
Cherry.
That's right. She's a pretty girl, why not? So she lifts the bat and she settles now. Here is Joseph, comes up and bowls to Fraser outside the line of the off stump. She essays a cut shot and the ball went by into the gloves of the keeper. There is no run. John, as we come down to the end of the tournament, I am almost assured that you have something concerning the point standing. We will be talking about that during the course of this over. The umpire signals dead ball.
Maybe we can look at the point standing and the change of innings as well.
So true.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we'll keep that for the change. That's right. Here is this delivery that is short, and she's pulling at this one, got the tick on the part of the bat, and it comes down towards short mid-wicket. They get the single. So 1 more to Fraser. She now moves on to 7, and she's looking to attack the bowling. Not a bad ploy at all. It's 86 for the loss of 5. KZ Thompson, the right-hander, is back in strike. There's a fine third man. Backward point, cover on the boundary. There's an extra cover as well. This is tossed up and Thompson is driving back up the track for the bowler to feel and there is no run. The score stays at 86. So real pressure has been exerted now on the Guyanese by the Windward Islands. Thompson outside the line of the off stump. She was backing away. The return comes in and just misses the woodwork as Fraser was tearing through. They get the bye. So one more to the score, to 7 for the loss of 5. That was real cheeky.
Yes, and also there was to start with was a very good delivery that beat the keeper's gloves as well, and they got a quick single. But Cherry Ann Fraser, she's got a chance on her legs. Not so sure about Casey Thompson, but it's going to be a good piece of contest in the middle.
Here is Fraser. She walks into the onside. The return comes in. This time the keeper takes the bail off and she's sprinting. She's happy because she is run out. That's a Casey Thompson. Guyana losing their 6th wicket in over number 16. They're 87 for the loss of 6.
Yes, like I was just saying, Cherry Ann Fraser, young legs, and of course she's much quicker between the wickets. Not so much a Casey Thompson. And it was a ball that was played into the onside by Cherry Ann Fraser, and she took off immediately, despite her partner responding from the non-strikers end also almost immediately. But because the throw was so good as well, she could not get her ground, and in the end Guyana losing another wicket, this time via the run-out route again. Casey Thompson heading back to the pavilion for 1. But Cherry Ann Fraser, that's what she's going to do. Another good wicket, however, for the Windward Islands.
Yes, I'm wondering, Casey Thompson, she was looking at that one there. She should have sent back Fraser because the ball was going straight to the field. She knows her capabilities as well, but she chose to come through, and it was a good throw. So for the trouble for the Guyanese, 87 for the loss of 6. We had a very good partnership between Shemaine Campbell and Tremaine Smart, but since they have departed, it has gone downhill for the Guyanese, and congratulations to the Windward Islands. They are putting on a lot of pressure. Here is Williams once again. She comes up and bowls to Fraser, tossed up, and she's driving outside the line of the off stump. It goes by into the gloves of the keeper, and there is no run. So the new batsman out in the middle, that's Melanie Henry. So here is this next delivery from Williams to Fraser. She's hiking this. It's high in the air, coming down towards long on. The return comes in. Oh, they get the single, but I'm afraid Afi Fletcher, like she was riveted to that spot. One step more and that would have gone down her throat.
Yes, I think she was a bit casual in approaching that one. She ran in and then stopped and allowed the ball to drop in front of her, and she took it forced bounce. That's not good feeling at all. And the captain as well, not leading from in front, not leading by example, but good support, I must say, other than that, generally by the Windward Islands fielders.
Yes, the bowling has been good, but the feeling has been too soft. And I'm afraid their hospitality has no limitations. Quite a number of drop catches run out as well. And this time it's going to be the right-handed Melanie Henry in strike. There is a backward point, a short third man cover, extra cover, and a long off. There's also long on, a mid-wicket, and a forward square. This is tossed up. Henry comes down the track, gets it away, down towards short mid-wicket. Yes, says Fraser. She's sprinting through, the return comes in, and she's home. Well run by Fraser. Those young legs has a lot of energy and strong indeed. The score will move on now to 88 for the loss of 6.
Yes, good sprinting indeed, and that's what you need as you come down towards the end of this innings. Guyana will be looking to get as many runs as possible down towards the end of the innings, and those 2 runs will help them indeed.
Well, the scoreboard has now rotated onto 90. So that's the score, 90 for the loss of 6. And we're watching Melanie Henry. She's on 2. Fraser has gotten 8. Here is Williams. She comes up and bowls to Henry down the track. This is intelligent cricket. Plays it with soft hands down towards short forward square. And they get the single. Good running, good communication, 91 for the loss of 6.
Yeah, lots of wickets stumbling, and that has resulted in the Guyana side not being able to really go for the runs they really wanted at the start of the innings. Only the first 2 overs were 6 runs overs. Other than that, they have been very stingy, so the over it never went past 6 runs and over after that. Good bowling. That's why they're trying to hurry for the quick singles now, Guyana.
Williams to Fraser, big drive outside the line of the off stump, and Well, for one moment, I thought she was walking away, just trying to fool us. She actually circled the stump there. But that was beautifully bowled by Williams.
Yes, good air given by Williams again, and once again, pace of the deliveries, forcing the Guyana batsmen to play the shots, trying to make the shots really, no pace at all on it. And the question asks for a stumping, but Taro says the umpire.
This is short. She gave herself room, slaps it away, misfielding. And this is what pressure can do to you. At short extra cover, they get the single. One more to Fraser. She moves on to 9. And that will take the score on to 92 for the loss of 6. 17 overs completed. There are 3 to go. This is good time to remind you it's Cricket West Indies Women's T20 Blaze from the National Stadium at Providence.
And 2 bowlers finished so far for the Windward Islands, with Joseph completing of 4 overs, 1 for 19, and now Swaleen Williams completing her spell of 4 overs as well. She has 2 for 21, so very good returns indeed. And I think they're going to be missing the services of Narissa Crafton, who actually rolled on her ankle feeling at long on, and a few overs ago she had sent down 3 overs, none for 20. So the Windward side, they've been very good generally with their bowling, and with Afi Fletcher coming back into the attack now with 2 overs up her sleeve, 2 overs, none for 10 so far. They can actually look to keep the brakes and the skids on the Guyana batting, whereas Cherry Ann Fraser, and with her right now Melanie Henry, with only Mandy Mangro and Flafiana Millington to come, they would want to try to get as much as possible from this pair.
So, over number 18, here is Fletcher, bowls to Fraser. She stands tall and defends, gets a good delivery, shows respect. She knows her team wants her to be there, and at the same time too, she knows her team wants her to be aggressive. As we watch this next delivery, it is short, and this is pulled around. Didn't get it the way she wanted, down towards short, backward square. The return comes in. That's from James, and they stay put for 1. So 1 more to Fraser. She has gone on to 10. It's now 93 for the loss of 6. And back comes Melanie Henry in strike. And from the way she has played so far, you can expect her to push it with soft hands and look for that single to give the strike once more to the left-handed Fraser, who has shown that she can attack the bowling. Afi Fletcher just pulling the third man a little towards the right. Well, in fact, now to the left of the umpire. Standing in the offside at backward point, she has placed the fielder. Here is Fletcher, comes in, and here is the right-handed Henry, looking to push it into the onside, John. Outfoxed by the bowler, got the leading edge and played it back up the track.
Yes, that's experience for you from Fletcher, recognizing the limitations from Melanie Henry to play down the onside and bowling it so that she can play defensive or through the offside.
And here is Henry now, working it straight to the fielder, down at short mid-wicket once again. There is no run, so this is a very good start to this over by Afi Fletcher. She's tossing the ball from hand to hand. She comes up now, bowls to Henry. Henry's coming forward, beats Henry, beats the keeper, and a good work done by James. Running away, watching the signal coming from the umpire, buys. So the score will move on to 94 for the loss of 6. And Guyana won't mind how they come at this time.
Once they come. So that's exactly what they'll be hoping for. But once again, Cherry Ann Fraser's on strike. And she seems to be the one who's actually reading Fletcher a bit more. And she will fancy herself against Fletcher.
Fletcher comes in, bowls to Fraser. She backs away and then slashes it, losing time in the process. Gets it away down towards wide mid-off. There is no run. 18 overs have been completed. Fraser is on 10. Melanie Henry has 3. Guyana 94 for the loss of 6. 2 overs more to go.
Yeah, wonderful bowling from Fletcher and the rest of the Windward side again, forcing Cherry Ann Fraser to stretch for that one. And she was only able to get it as far as extra cover, but the fielder was right there and she had to stay her ground. So this is a very good bowling performance from the Windward Islands. They've lost the services of Crafton, so they had to pretty much use the other resources, and the others have been doing so well. They have Stacey Ann Adams with 2 overs in her upper sleeve. She can come back as well. And Akira Peters, who opened the bowling, 2 overs as well up her sleeve. She has 1 for 9 from her 2. So they have options despite losing Crafton.
Yes, and it's always a pity to see a sporting personality get injured on the field of play. I felt sorry for those 2 ladies that were injured today, and another one this evening. Now, there's a change in bowling from the northern end of the ground, and that's going to be Narisa Crafton. She's back on the field, and she'll be bowling to the right-handed Melanie Henry.
This actually is Noel, but she's wearing number 3 like Narissa Crafton. So I know this young lady indeed because I've been seeing her in the tournament, and I saw her a few times at Everest as well, going through her practice and drills. So it's Noel, Karina Noel, having a bowl.
So Karina Noel begins to move in now, passes the umpire, left arm medium fast, short delivery. Henry is pulling this one around, down towards short straight mid wicket, and she gets the single. So one more to Guyana, now on to 95 for the loss of 6 wickets, as this has brought Fraser back in strike. Guyana should go for broke here, John. They're just an over, and how many? 5 legal deliveries remain.
Yes, and also they have 4 wickets, in the bag as well. So now that they've seen the bowler, that forced delivery, they'd want to cash in from here on.
Yes, we might see some cow corner shot as well, maybe over the top of cover. They're open territories out there. Here is a delivery, big drive down towards short extra cover, straight to the field, and the return will come in from Noel. There is no run.
Yeah, so while the Guyana side will be looking to get on with things, the Windward Islands not giving them anything at all.
So we watch this delivery once again in over number 19. It's well pitched up, and this is a big drive straight down the track and taken the bowler maybe somewhere around the knees. That was a vicious hit indeed. There's Camper for the single. It's now on to 96 for the loss of 6.
Yes, that's actually taking the bowler out and taking her off her feet. It was hit savagely back up to the bowler, and she was trying to hold on to it in her return. And I think it looked as if it crashed into her knees, and she's down for the count.
Oh, and that is so sad. And we've seen so many serious injuries on the field of play. I can tell you though, at this time, Guyana 96 for the loss of 6. Fraser is on 11. Melanie Henry has 4. And John, when I watch your story today on Facebook with those 2 ladies that were injured, crashed into each other, I remember many years ago in Australia, Shane Warren and Jason Gillespie, one running in from long leg, the other from third man of Askaya from Mahalia Jawardena. Both kept their eyes on the ball. They crashed into each other. That was nasty. War, he suffered a broken nose. Gillespie, a broken leg. That's devastating.
Yeah, so many times we've seen it in sport and in cricket when the coaches will tell you keep your eyes on the ball going for a catch, right? And of course sometimes they'll tell you need to call, it's mine, leave, and so on. But then what will happen? They do not communicate that sometimes, and these things tend to happen.
Yes, so it's going to be Crafton. She's strong. She's back on her feet again. And that is good. She's not biting the dust at all. And she's fighting for her country. Lots of pride when you represent your country. Crafton comes in now to bowl to Henry outside the line of the half stump and blast it back at Crafton. She might be wondering, what have I done in my life? That smacks into her hand and she walks away. She's going to wring it in pain. So sorry for you, girl. But international cricket, regional cricket is tough business. Has the over been completed?
No, just 4
No,
deliveries.
not as yet.
But the ball is certainly following Crafton around.
Oh.
And the physio has been busy as well. He's being called upon the field ever so often. And for the second time, as soon as he reaches the player, he was sent back. But of course, taking precaution. You do not want to chance anything at this point. But the Melanie Henry looking to go back over the head of the bowler and not get any elevation because the ball is pitched up. And good stop, you would say. Not necessarily sticking in the hand of Crafton, but she's saving some runs.
Yes, and I guess that Narisa Crafton, she will need some massage at the end of this game. Begins to move in, comes up, bowls to Melanie Henry, and she's swinging at one and beaten 2. The ball went by into the gloves of the keeper. Cannot blame Henry for playing that shot, but Crafton might be wondering how is it that didn't hit the stumps.
Yes, a good delivery. Just holding it back a little bit, just taking a little bit of the pace off of it. And Henry into the shot way too early. and the ball went by to the keeper. Henry should be just trying to turn it over, but she realizes as well that is the penultimate over. She'd want to give herself the opportunity to go for some big runs as well.
Crafton comes in bold. So Henry, she's swinging this one. It goes straight to the fielder on the mid-wicket's boundary, and she's gone. Caught by Noel off the bowling of Crafton for 4. It's 96 for the loss of 7.
But she had to go. It was there really to hit. It was on the line of middle stump and heading into her leg really. And she just went with the line and looking to get it over the boundary at mid-wicket, but only found the safe hands of Noel on that occasion. And another wicket going down when Guyana needed runs, but another good wicket for the Windward Islands, and in the final over, that's what you will need. You do not want to be allowing too many runs, especially boundaries, to be taken. And now that wickets falling, that's what they would be happy with. Guyana, they need runs.
Yes, and Guyana will feel undone here. Brilliant work by the bowlers for the Windward Islands team. And if their fielders had taken their catches, you imagine what the scoreboard might very well look like. So, Fluffiana, Millington, right-handed batsman, has come out into the middle. And it's going to be Afia Fletcher to begin over number 20. The final over. She comes up and bowls outside the line of the off stump. This is delicately cut away down towards fine third man. And a slide and a save. The return comes in from Zaida James. So she's off the mark with 1, and the score will now move on to 97 for the loss of 7. So can Guyana get to the 100? This should be the hot talking point now. Fraser in strike, and we have long on. There's also mid-wicket and a forward square on the boundary, long off on the boundary as well. This is a delivery tossed up. She's going big, and that's going to go away. 1 bounce. That's 4 runs. That's a great shot. Lots of power. Great timing too. That has brought up the 100 for Guyana. It's now on to 101.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll just confirm that. 101 for the loss of 7. And they'll do well with a few more like that.
Well, yes, but the experienced Fletcher has the ball in hand, and the Windwards, they're actually on a high. So it's an interesting end to these innings.
Fletcher to Fraser, and she's driving again, and she misses this one outside the line of the off stump. She's kept on 15. She just stood there and played a big drive, well bowled by Fletcher. As she tosses the ball from hand to hand, comes in once again, bowl to Fraser. This is down the leg side. She's swinging for all her worth and didn't even bother to run. She lost some balance there, and maybe saying to Fluffiana that, listen, I want to face these deliveries. So, let's see. Maybe we'll see the ball disappear to the boundary. You'll never know. But Avi Fletcher is very experienced, and she's wise. Comes a bowls to Fraser. She's driving. That's a huge shot. It's high in the air. The fielder's coming around. Not going to get there. Get there now. Sends the return in, and they'll complete to Fraser. She's on to 17, 103 for 7.
Yes, she's getting height and not distance. That one went high in the air in the night sky, and it came down in no woman's land really. And they just got 2 runs, one while it was in the air and 1 for the throw. It was so deep, but not good enough for a boundary.
Yes, here is Fraser, comes down the track, drives. It's high in the air. It's almost going to fall into the hands, and somebody's, well, what? The catch was taken. So that was a little byplay, and Fraser goes caught down around the short cover reason. No ball? Well, the umpire signaled a no ball. That's right. Exactly. That's absolutely true. The score is 103 for the loss of 7. She actually got run out.
Yes, the ball was hit in the air. I didn't see the call initially. Maybe it's a no ball for height.
Foot. There had to be no ball for foot. Well, we do apologize because we actually missed that one completely from the umpire. So, she has been run out, and it has been a brave little innings. Did she make 17, John? Yes, 17. That's right. As the new batter comes out into the middle. So, we're watching Afi Fletcher, she comes in and bowls. Here's a big drive and bowl down. So Flafiana has gone back to the pavilion. Windwards get another wicket. That's the end of the Guyana innings, and at the end of their 20 overs, they've managed to put together 103 runs. That good partnership between Shemaine Campbell and Tremaine Smart, really, other than Fraser, nobody lived up to expectation. Guyana 103. So 103 for the loss of 9. The Guyana innings folding here at the National Stadium at Providence.
Well, interesting
the
situation
Windward
there,
Islands
legit, before you
winning
go
the
on.
toss and deciding to bat. Was it another no ball?
No, free hit. It was a free hit delivery.
Yes. So it's actually 103 for the loss of 8.
One of
Well, we're going to have that from the official scorer in a moment. There's a little bit of confusion there at the moment. But I'm kind of a little disturbed here, John. If it was a free hit, well, then the no ball had to be signaled by the umpire. The previous delivery. Was
yes,
it? It was.
signaled. Right, she was run out because it was a no ball. The free hit.
Good. So 1 run has been recorded for the no ball. We're going to have the official scorers in a moment as soon as we get that. But the thing is, Guyana sent in by the Windward Islands. Windward is they're going to feel pretty happy that the bowlers have done them an excellent job restricting Guyana for 103, and they should be fancying their chances here as well. To get that 104 that will be required for victory. Grimond, she just made 4. Shemaine Campbell, I thought, played well for 28, and just when you thought that Shemaine Campbell would have opened up, she just went for 28. Tremaine Smart played well for her 40. It was a mixture of good sound defense, aggression. She dropped the ball in the gaps. She picked up the singles, turned ones into twos. Was a good innings as well. But neither of the two carried on to the end, and this really put pressure on the others to come. Giddens didn't score. Gachnaby made 4. Lutz was expecting of her, and then that's Henry. Henry just made 4, but they came in difficult circumstances when they actually had to go at the bowlers as well. 103, John, will that be enough?
Well, time will tell really, but I think the way the Windward Islands fielders and bowlers were playing in that first innings of this game, the Guyana side will really be looking at that and looking to perhaps better it. And because the Windward Islands have restricted Guyana to that total, they would want to think that they have a chance of coming back into this game and getting off the points table really, because they've played 3 games before tonight and they've lost all 3. So if they can really bat well, I think they need a good start, and they can really, because it's not a big ask. It's way under 6 runs and over, so it means they don't have to be scoring at a run a ball. So they have a few balls, really can use it as cushion. But the Guyana side will be looking with especially experienced Orva Giddings, who has been bowling very well, and Flafian and Millington as well. Grimond, he has been in the wickets as well. In the last game, we had Casey Thompson picking up a 3-wicket haul as well. So they'll be looking to use all that they have been using to good effect so far to pick up wickets and to restrict the Windward Islands. I think it's going to be a close game in legit.
Yes, John, and may we have that scorecard and the bowling figures as well?
Well, the official scorers give us 104, so we just need to make some adjustments.
That's all right, no problem whatsoever. So we can talk about the point standing so far in the tournament, T20 Blaze.
Yeah, so far, this is match number 12, last game of round number 4. And today we had Barbados beating Trinidad and Tobago, and they've remained unbeaten after 4 games, and they're on top of the points table with 12 points, followed by Trinidad and Tobago, who have played 4 games as well, lost just 1 today, winning 3, so that's 9 points for them. Guyana and Jamaica, they have 6 points because they've both won 2 games. However, Jamaica, they've played one more game today when they beat the Leeward Islands. So Jamaica played 4, lost 2, they've won 2, 6 points. Guyana tonight, their 4th game before tonight, winning 2, losing 1. So they have 6 points as well. And the Leewards and the Windward Islands yet to get off the mark in terms of points. They're both on 0. The Windwards can actually upset the Guyana team tonight to get on the points table. Only time will tell, really.
Yes, so the Windwards and the Leewards and the Jamaica, they're almost out of the competition. Great favorites, Barbados, and they have one more match to play. That match comes up tomorrow evening, Guyana versus Barbados. Yes, certainly, because Barbados 4 consecutive victories.
Yeah.
But I think if Guyana ends up with the same point as Barbados and Guyana beat Barbados, has it anything to do with the head-to-head clash?
I don't think so. But I think rather suspect to be net run rate.
Net run rate.
Head to head first. Yeah. That's right.
Yes, they have scored tremendously in this competition. Their first match was a whooping 200 and beyond that one, and that would have set them up nicely as well. So Barbados certainly huge favorite, and they have played like champions as well.
Yes, today they had a bad start, I would say, by their standards, and they came back nicely, talking about when they were bowling, and after that controlled the game really and never really let it go after that. The Trinidad side were really coming hard at them, and then after some really steady bowling and some they picked up some wickets in the middle overs and kept Trinidad and Tobago quiet, and after that they controlled it towards the end, the business end of the innings, and when they had to bat to get 137, DeAndre Dutton really made it look very easy, and there's no bowling in this tournament really to stop DeAndre Dutton.
Yes, so that was John just updating you today what transpired in some of the other matches. The two umpires, they're making their way out in the middle. So the target for the Windward Islands will be 105. Here is the voice of Pastor Matthew Kisoon.
Yeah, thank you, Inderjeet. The umpires made their way out in the middle. So the Windwards now need to get 105 to win this game. Not a tall order, John, but it's left up to the Windwards batting department to make good of this score and to come out with a victory. It's not going to be easy because the Guyana bowling lineup is pretty good with the likes of the left-hand seam bowler, Irvin Giddens. There's Tremaine Smart. There are the spinners as well, Grimmond as well as I think it's the other spinner.
There's Schultz
That's
is there.
Schultz as well. So you're talking a Guyana side that will come out and look to ensure that they can put a tremendous amount of pressure on the Windwards batting. And so you look at this, the complexion of the game now. Yes, 104, not a big score, but certainly Guyana can work hard to defend this total.
Yeah, they definitely will be looking to pick up a few early wickets and take it from there, because the Windward Islands, they do not bat very deep, and because of that they'll be looking to pick up some wickets. So now that we have the updated bowling figures, we can share that with you as well, Matthew, before we actually resume cricket action tonight. Akira Peters 2 overs, no maidens, 1 for 9. Crafton 4 overs, 1 for 22. Stacey Ann Adams 2 overs, none for 12. Fletcher 4 overs, none for 19. Joseph 4 overs, 1 for 19. And Swaleen Williams 4 overs, 2 for 21. Very disciplined indeed from the Windward Islands to restrict Guyana to 104, and that's a very good bowling and fielding performance, we must say, to come into this game against the home team, and they definitely had their eyes set on winning because they had nothing to lose really, while Guyana, who had a chance at maybe looking to win this quite easily, to send a strong message to Barbados in their final game tomorrow, and they were actually they were outplayed in the first half of the game, I would say, because they're a much better side than 104.
Yes, I remember you saying 140 would have been good, but they got nowhere near that. They were barely able to limp over the 100 mark. And of course, the veteran Orva Giddens will start from the commentary box end, the northern end of the ground, the media center end. I've seen a few more spectators have come into the green stand. Clyde Butts has rejoined me. It's now time for the Windwards innings. So they've got Narissa Crafton out there. And the other batter, I'll tell you who she is in a moment, looks like Adams. So Adams and Crafton. And Orva Giddens, the veteran experienced left-hand seam bowler, will start for Guyana Clyde.
Well, it's surprised that Nero actually hasn't come out to open the batting. The experienced Nero, but they obviously decided that they're going to try something a little different.
So Adams is on strike, and let's watch Giddens bowls. That's on the off stump. She's forward, plays it into the offside, and there is no run. Surprised that the Guyana total 104. Could have done a little better. 140 probably.
Well, 140 might be a lot, but I think yes, one would have expected Guyana to score a little bit more. But again, you've got to give credit to the Leeward Islands bowlers. They bowled pretty well, kept things fairly simple.
Giddens comes up, full length delivery, that's driven, nice shot, down through cover, square cover, they've taken one, it's heading close to the boundary, fielder giving chase, will pull it back, fumbles a bit as she pulls it back inside the boundary and sends a return in. They're looking for the overthrow, so we'll have an overthrow, a little bit of bad work by Schultz down on the leg side, backward square.
Oh, Schultz is the wicket keeper who missed the ball. The wicket keeper actually got to the ball, parried it away to her
That's right. And then Schultz had to do some tidying up. Right.
So the wicket keeper, that was a bad miss.
So that was that's Melanie Henry, is it? Melanie Henry actually doing wicket keeping duties for Guyana. So they got what? They got 3. So she's off the mark. It's 3 without loss as the left-hander comes in to strike now, and that's Narissa Crafton. So she was the young lady that got knocked around a bit, Clyde, in the fielding department. Very interesting.
Now she's opening the batting. It's interesting to see how she goes. Again, I think the Windwards is going to find it tough to score the runs, but I think if the experience in Nero, who probably is going to come at number 3, can certainly bat and keep the pressure on.
Giddens bowls to Crafton, gets the ball that turns away from the right hand, pitching on the leg stump and then moving away towards the off stump. She's forward defensive and plays it into the offside, and there is no run. So Melanie Henry doing wicket keeping duties and just a little bit of sloppy work there, giving away the extra run. But interesting, the scoreboard hasn't ticked over as yet. It's 3 without loss. Here was a full toss that's pulled away backward of square. That's gone for 4, and that was down the leg side, and she got inside her stumps and she pulled it nicely backward of square for 4. That was juicy on a Tuesday evening, Clyde. The score's gone up to 7 without loss.
Well, that was fairly high as well, and I'm a little surprised that hasn't been called no ball, because that was high. It was a juicy full toss. It was just about a leg stump, and she hit it and hit it well. She hit it pretty powerful indeed, just behind square on the onside, and got 4 runs for it.
Right, so she's off the mark with 4, 3 to Adams. The score is 7 without loss in the very first over. So the Windwards are certainly going to put up a good fight here, because they've got the likes of their captain to come as well, who's done well with the bat. Here is Giddens, comes up once more, bowls, that's down the leg side, and she's looking to flick that around the corner. And that must have come off the pad. Let's see if it's bottom pad, but they get a single, and that's off the pad. So a single will be added to the Windwards total. They've gone up now to 8 without loss as the right-hander comes back in.
I think this is not the Irving Giddings that we're accustomed to. However, is normally very tight. She bowls in good areas. I think she's probably just trying to bowl a little too quick at the moment, and instead of doing what she normally does, just bowl fairly straight, get the ball to in-swing to the right-handers and leave the left-handers. She is swinging the ball, but just not directing it at the moment.
So Adams is on strike, the Vincentian. Let's watch Giddens bowling left hand wrong the wicket. Bowls to Adams. Adams gets the ball. That's right up to her on the middle stump. She's forward walking into a defensive stroke, turning it into the onside. Giddens' first over comes to an end. It's cost Guyana 8 runs. It's 8 without loss. Adams is on 1, and the other batter, Narissa Crafton, is on 5. It's Cricket West Indies Women's T20 players from
Wow.
Providence.
I'm sure that's not one of our best overs in this tournament. She bowled a full toss, then bowled the next delivery down the leg side. Lucky to get away with it. And I think she's just got to regroup. She's getting the ball to swing. Just bowl in the areas that you're accustomed to bowling, pitching it up, getting it to swing back at the right-handers, leave the left-handers, and keeping the pressure on. And Guyana is going to open the bowling as well with a spinner. And this could be quite interesting, because I think looking at the way the Windward Islands bowl, especially the spinners, they bowl fairly slow, kept the ball in front of the batsman, and cost them a lot of trouble.
So Millington will bowl from the far end. The right-hand spinner, she'll come in to bowl to Crafton. Crafton is on 5. And 1 to Adams. Let's watch. Millington comes up, cut in between the umpire and the stumps, round the wicket to Crafton. Crafton is back, hammers that down towards mid-off. And there is no run, so she's on 5. She got a little bit of injury to her, but she's a brave young lady indeed to come out and bat, opening the batting for the Windwards. She gets a ball that she's looking to cut and missed the shot taken by the keeper Melanie Henry, and there is no run, 8 without loss.
And it looks to me as if Crafton has come out here with an intention to look to go after the bowlers. She looks very positive. Whether she's batting as a pinch hitter, I'm not sure, but I don't think she has opened the innings before.
The St. Lucian settles and is back and hammers it towards cover hard into the ground. Fielder comes around to her left to field, and there is no run, 8 without loss. Over number 2 in progress. So Millington, number 9 on her back, from the pavilion end. Round the wicket to Crafton. Crafton is lifting that in the air over the mid-wicket area. The fielder comes in from off the boundary, and she fumbles with the ball and then sends the return to the bowler's end, miss. And again, a little bit of sloppy work by Guyana in the outfield here. Clyde, the field hasn't looked very impressive thus far. It's gone up to 10 without loss. 2 more runs to the batter.
Well, in the first place, the batsman was looking to heave that over mid-wicket. Didn't time it. It more or less came off the top edge, and it flew into space out on the onside. Feel like coming in, send a return that actually had to be backed up by 3 people.
Crafton gets a ball that kept a bit low, hustles onto her on the off stump, and then goes away towards Irva Giddens at short third. Man, that was a lovely delivery, Clyde. She's kept on 7. It's 10 without loss.
Well, I think the batsman made that into a lovely delivery, because she's trying to hit balls that are on her stumps through the offside. She's backing away and trying to hit the balls through the offside, when she could look to hit those balls much straighter. She's looking to cut at straight balls.
Here is Millington bowls on the middle stump. She's forward defensive, playing into the offside as the over comes to an end. So 2 overs gone. It's 10 without loss. 1 to Adams and 7 to Millington. It's Cricket West Indies Women's T20 Blaze from Providence.
Yeah, and I think that was a good over, bowling fairly straight, not giving Crafton the room to look to play those cut shots that she was trying to play. It was fairly straight and making her look to work harder than she actually should have been, when she should have been looking to probably hit those deliveries up to mid-off, instead of looking to play cut shots at deliveries that were straight on the stumps. And the bowler was very good at it, realizing what she was about. Bowler fairly straight and cramp off the room that she was looking for.
Right, so Adams is on strike as we watch. That's Shanita Grimman, the other spinner now, Clyde. So all spin attack. We'll see what over number 4, who will bowl over number 4, but we've got Shanita Grimman now comes into the attack and bowls on the middle stump, full length delivery. That's driven down to long on for a single. Gajanabi comes off the boundary. 1 more to Adams. She now moves on to, I make that 4. So that's 4 to Adams. The total has gone up to 11 without loss.
A surprise, because Irva Giddens has been getting wickets for us up front. But I think what has happened with that first over, Campbell decides, well, look, we haven't got a big score on the board. And the Windwards might not play spin that well, so she's brought her two spinners on.
Grimmon bowls that's down the leg side, has swept around, that's gone backward of square for 4. Flat sweeping and picks up a boundary. That's the other batter for you, Crafton, who's picked up a boundary in an aggressive mood. Clyde Budd says she moves to 11. The total has gone up to 15.
Well, that was a good shot. That was a delivery pitched outside leg stump, and she swept it nicely. It went in the air for a little while, but it swept very hard. There's no one in that position at backward square, and she got 4 runs for it. What I would like you to do for me, though, Matthew, is to explain this flat sweep, because I've never heard that shot spoken of before. What's a flat sweep? Flat sweeping.
Here is Grimmon bowls as up the back foot that's slapped down towards backward point. Campbell is out there, the captain. And there is no run. You haven't seen that played in men's cricket a lot?
No, I've never heard the shot before. It's usually first body that I've heard talking about this flat sweeping.
Here is a baller. She's sweeping again. Backward of square 4 more. You can't stray on the leg stump of Crafton. She's going to pick you up clean. And she swept that again, Clyde. Backward of square. That's gone for 4. The total now has gone up to 19 without loss. And 2 good-looking shots by Crafton.
Yes, and I think Campbell has to be smart as well. If you're bowling close and you're bowling that side of the line, it's easier to hit the ball behind square rather than out to mid-wicket. I think when you're hitting at mid-wicket, you're hitting across the line. When you're going to hit those balls from outside your leg stump, you're going to hit them behind square. And even
here is a ball that's on the off stump. She chops it behind the keeper. The return comes in. And I tell you what, it's all happening here at Providence. And she chopped the ball away, just missing the off stump. And she got a single, the total up to 19 without loss. And she's now, well, a run out was missed there, and she's gone up now to what? The scoreboard says 15.
Well, that's bad cricket by Guyana as well. Kada was looking for the cut shot, got in and on the edge, it went behind the keeper. The fielder came around. The single was always on. They got the single, and then they were looking for a second run. The fielder, the batsman started to run. The fielder threw the ball back. The wicketkeeper actually missed a very easy run-out chance. But that's bad cricket. It looked bad, and it was certainly bad cricket.
So turned away into the leg side for a single. That's Adams. The over comes to an end. It's gone up to 21, is it? 21 without loss. 3 overs have been completed, Clyde, and Guyana really not off to a good start at all.
Well, the cricket in terms of fielding continues in this game. The actual fielding and support for the bowlers has been bad in the game so far, and it continues. Guyana continues to do the same thing.
So Millington will continue. I'm wondering why Charmaine Campbell is not actually keeping. You know, if she's proven to be good, but the gloves being given to Melanie Henry thus far hasn't quite done the job as yet. Here is Millington, comes up, she's in, bowls to Adams. Adams is back, cuts it away, nice shot. That's going to beat the third man inside the boundary and backward point. Orva Giddens will have no chance. That's gone for 4, Clyde, and it's all happening. The Windwards are looking good as they progress now to 25 without loss.
That's a great cricket shot actually, because that ball was short outside the off stump. It was there for the hit, and she didn't try and hit it. She placed it nicely. A back cut, as you would say, cut it just behind square on the offside. Campbell was diving away to her left. Couldn't get nowhere near it, and it went for 4 runs. Good looking shot.
So Adams has gone up now to what, John? I'll get that score for you in a moment. Here is Millington. She's on 9. That's played back to Millington. And again, on this occasion, there is no run. But they've both come out with clear intentions. 104, the Guyana getting up in their 20 overs. Not enough. Let's see if it will be enough or not. Here is a ball that she's forward to, opens the face, guides it away towards Campbell at backward point. And there is no run, 25 without loss. But they haven't started well in terms of their fielding department. The Guyana bowlers have been working away, but the fielders have got to back them up. Here is a ball again as she cuts away down to Giddens, opens the face nicely and gets it to Orva Giddens. They get a single as the return comes in. She didn't feel that cleanly, Clyde. Just fumbled a bit, but sent the return back to the keeper. One more to the total is 26 without loss.
Well, I think it's lucky she had her knees behind that one because she missed it completely with her hands and it went into her knees and just bubbled out and away from her. They got an easy single. Some bad cricket again by Guyana.
Yes, certainly. Here is Millington bowling round the wicket to Crafton. Crafton back, looks to cut it away, missed the shot. That hustled through very quickly to Melanie Henry. So Guyana 104 for 8 in the 20 overs. Millington not out one. 104. Is that
I
going
think
to be
Guyana
good
is
enough,
missing a
Clyde?
trick here as well when they're bowling to this girl because she seems to be a square player. A cut and a sweep.
Crafton comes forward, gets it off the outer portion of the bat, down towards cover, where Mangru is. There is no run. The over comes to an end. 4 overs gone. 26 without loss. The Windwards are looking good.
Yeah, I think what you would like to see to Crafton is probably the two fielders out the circle being a deep backward square instead of a long on and the mid wicket. Because she looks to be a square player. She looks to cut or sweep. She looks to cut or sweep, and that's the only 2 shots she has played so far. And certainly we haven't seen that sort of adjustment in terms of the captain realizing this and making the field, putting the field in the right position.
So the little lady comes into the attack. Mandy Mangru from Mahaika, Clyde. Good cricketer.
Well, she would need to be very tighty and very smart and try and look and see what the Windward Islands bowlers did. They bowled slow, they bowled straight, not allowing you to play, hit the ball behind square a lot, making you play up to long on and long off more or less, more times than not.
Short third man inside the circle, backward point cover, extra cover. There's a mid off, there's a long on, straight mid wicket, short backward square, and a mid wicket on the boundary. Here is Mandy. That's Mandy Mangru bowling to the right-handed Adams, who's forward and gets it out into the offside, and there is the run. The young lady from Mahaika. She's been around for a long time. I've heard you gentlemen speak about her. Here is Mandy Mangru, comes up, she's in, that's giving some air, and she was looking to force that through the offside. Missed the shot, and Melanie Henry having to tidy up behind the stumps. The score is kept on 26 without loss.
And even now with bowling to Adams, she seems to be another square player. She seems to be a player that likes to hit the ball through the offside. Doesn't seem to be a player that would go over the top. And maybe again, you could have that sweep on the offside.
Mangru goes in and bowls, and that's hit in the air. And is that a drop catch? It is. Mangru got both hands stuck up in the air. She couldn't hold on. It bounced away behind her, and it came away too. The field at mid-off, Clyde. That's a chance went to begging. They badly need a wicket or two
Well, I
here.
think the batsman was trying to fool to tell me she can hit straight, and she tried to hit that one straight, but it just was no timing, and no power in it. And Mandy should have taken that. Probably by she's a little short, she had to reach up a little high.
Yes, I agree with that. Here was the ball given some air, and that's
Well,
she was looking to pull that through the onside, got it off the inner portion of the bat, down to backward square. The return didn't really come in as quickly as it should have. Was that Tremaine Smart?
Well, that was a misfeel again.
Yes.
It just trickled out of her hands and gave the batsman a chance to get in. Again, a little bit of bad out cricket on Guyana's part.
27 without loss. You sense they're under pressure, the Guyana side. Nervous moments out there?
I think they are, and what Windwards have done is they've come out and be positive, and I think that has just set them back a little.
Yes, it's certainly thrown them off. Crafton comes in to strike the left-hander. Mangru bowls on the middle stump, and that turns away from the left hand. That was a lovely
But what they've
delivery.
got to realize, although we're saying that they have been set back a bit and the Windwards have been positive, they haven't been really scoring that quickly. You know. This is our 5th over, and they're just about, 26?
Yeah,
27 runs. So they haven't scored that quickly. So you've just got to be careful. One wicket here, and things can start happening.
Here's a ball that's lifted, pick shot by the batter. That's Crafton. That's gone for 4 through square cover over the cover area, Clyde, and she went for that. She launched into that, and that's gone for 4. The total has gone up to 31 without loss. The Windwards are looking good. Both openers are there. 5 overs have been completed, and both batters have been looking good. It's Cricket West Indies Women's T20 players from Providence. More from Clyde, and it will be Inderjeet.
I think, again, that's what I was saying before, that Crafton looks a square player that was outside the off stump. She was trying to probably hit it a little bit more in front of cover, got the outer half of the bat and went over cover for 4. I think you've got to learn to adjust a little quicker than we're seeing Guyana doing at the moment. I think, you know, when two batters come out, you need to try and look at them, see what they're doing, and then you're able to adjust and set your field to suit.
So it's going to be over number 6, and Flafiana Millington will continue to bowl to the right-handed Adams. The Windward Islands having a very sound start. They're 30 without loss. While they're not running away, they're certainly above the required run rate. This is tickled away into the onside field, down towards forward short leg, and they get the single. So one more to Adams, and with that single, the score is now on to 31 without loss. 32, that's right, 32 without loss. This is sound, it is solid, and what this partnership is doing is to lay the foundation so that the Windward Islands can get to that target of 106. Here is Millington. She cuts between the umpire and the stumps, bowls to the left-handed Crafton. She essays a big square cut. Didn't make contact this time.
Yeah, definitely. That was a little closer to the off stump as well. And she was looking to cut at it. And I still wonder why the long on is out there.
This is tossed up, and here is a drive, and it squirts away down through forward square. And they get one. The return will come in, and they will complete 2. The bail's taken off, but they had 2 covered. And the fielding for Guyana continued to be a little bit on the sloppy side. There should have never been 2 there. 34 without loss. And you're right, Clyde. We have seen this big offside shot being played by Crafton, and there is no protection down out on the third man boundary nor the backward point boundary, and there's still a long on. I can't recall any ball going down towards long on.
All the boundaries she scored have been square.
Yes.
Have been square of the wicket. Square offside, square onside.
Yes, and Charmaine Campbell missing something here tonight. Well, actually missing a lot of things. Flafiana goes down, repair the lace on the boot, ensuring it is tight, and the left-handed Adams, Crafton.
Mind you, they're not that far ahead when you think about this
So true.
game. You know, just get a wicket and things could change.
This is on driven down towards short mid wicket. The return comes in, and that hits Flafiana Millington somewhere around the knees. She's in agony. Oh my goodness. And another girl has gone down through injury. I hope for her own sake and for cricket's sake, Clyde, it's not all that serious, but it cannon into the knee.
Well, that was thrown very hard indeed. I think it may be the tie. Casey Thompson was feeling at a shortish mid-wicket. The ball was hit straight to her, and they started for a single. The single was never really on, but they got in and got safe because she picked the ball up, threw at the stump, threw it very hard, threw it into the ground actually.
Yes.
Just in front of the stump. The bowler was backing up, hit the ball, I think somewhere in the thigh area or the knee, somewhere around that area. But again, bad bit of cricket. That should have been picked up quick, smartly, and just threw down the stump. Probably underarm it instead of having to go back to shy about the delivery. It should be just underarming that onto the stump.
Yes, and that was thieving a run right in front of the eyes of the Guyanese fielders. 34 without loss, 35. That's right, the board is 1 short. 35. The target is 106. And the young lady is still down there. She's been given some attention and quite a few injuries. Today we had that, we talked about it. And we had it tonight. Crafton been hit quite a few times, and now it is Millington. So sad, but she's in a lot of pain. She's going to get up now. She's a strong girl. And Casey Thompson, Clyde, when she packs a punch, it's almost a knockout blow. She's a strong lady.
She is, and she certainly threw that very hard indeed. She's down, must have been hit on the shin, and if you hit on the shin where there isn't a lot of meat, that could be very, very painful.
Yes, and you would have seen it. She doesn't go down easy, Millington, and she went down there. Guyanese girls, they were in a huddle, no doubt had a little discussion. how they're going to respond to this solid start
I think
by
what-
the Windwards.
That was an opportunity for them to regroup as well because they had the chance to huddle and have a little chat. I think they've got to realize that and I think that's where the problem lies. They've only got 104 runs on the board. The team has gotten a good start, and that might be just putting a pressure on them. But I think what they have to realize, if they can just get a wicket or two, and get a wicket or two quickly, it could set the Windward Islands back. They just need to try and play a little basic cricket for a little while.
Yes, so true. So here is Millington. All is well with her. She comes up now and bowls to Adams. This is outside the line of the off stump. Kept a little bit low too as it went into the gloves of Melanie Henry. And once again, there is no run. So there's a short third man inside the circle. There's backward point. There's an extra cover and a cover. This is tossed up outside the line of the off stump. And Adams looking to play the cut shot. She did, but she missed it. The over has been completed. That's 7 overs gone. 6. That's right. 6 overs gone. The score is 35 without loss. 35 without loss. Good time to remind you, this is Cricket West Indies Women's T20 Blaze from the National Stadium.
And I think Guyana would have been around the same thing. Only thing, Guyana would have lost 1 wicket. So it's not like they've run away with it in terms of the scoring. But they've got all their wickets in hand. Guyana just seems to be panicking a little bit in the field. And with where the field could go back a little as well. But when the field goes back, it opens a lot of gaps to singles and twos. And those little things you've got to think about as well.
Yes, and the Windward Islands pair out in the middle. They're not afraid to run their single, even though it might be going straight to the fielder. Mangru comes in. This is a big swing here from the left-handed Crafton. And she gets it away down towards short, backward square. Casey Thompson is in the way. There is no run.
Well, I was just thinking that there isn't a deep backward square, and that's where she was aiming. And as soon as I start thinking that the fielder now has gone back to deep backward square to try and save that boundary, I still think she's a little too square. She needs to be more behind than in front.
So, Mandy Mangru is asking that the mid-wicket comes in a little and goes towards the left. Now, the mid-wicket is going to be placed down towards the forward square position, just next to the umpire standing at square leg. So here is Mandy Mangru once again. Right arm off spinner, comes in and bowls to Crafton. And she's swinging, it's high in the air. Mandy will take a simple catch. Crafton goes. A nice little innings, however, has come to an end. She has gone back to the pavilion for 22. And Guyana, they have gotten the breakthrough. Windward Islands losing their first wicket when the score is on 35.
Yeah, and I think a little bit of bad cricket as well because the field has been relaxed. The fielders have gone out into the deep. Maybe she would have been advised, look, we've got a good start. If we can just keep picking up singles, keep rotating the strike. That was a good delivery. She was going across the stump, looking to heave over mid-wicket. When there's lots of gap on that onside, where she could have just worked the ball into the onside and maybe even get 2 runs because they have been running well between the wicket. But she was looking for a big shot, and sometimes losing a wicket can certainly put your team under pressure. And I think with the captain coming out now, she's a smart player, and maybe we'll see she just looking to work the ball into gaps and picking up singles. You got 14 overs to go. You just need 60 odd runs. And if you can just keep working the ball into the gaps, it should be fairly easy.
Yes, it should be. Actually, they need how much? 72? That's right, 72 runs more will give them the victory. But you'll never know. Jeff Boycott will say, you add another wicket to what you have seen fallen, and the whole complexion of the game can change, and we have seen it over the years. So Afi Fletcher, she's right-handed batsman. She comes out into the middle, lots of experience. Here is Mangru, she comes up, bowls to Fletcher. This is tossed up, and she comes forward and strokes it down to extra cover. The return comes in, and the bails have been taken off, but she has gotten home. Adams, and right away the ball coming off the middle of the bat, straight down towards extra cover, and she's off the mark with 1.
Yeah, that's smart cricket from Afi Fletcher, just stroking the ball nicely into the offside and getting a single. Yes, the Adams had to hurry a little because I think they started off a little slowly, but that's what they need to do. Just keep working the ball into the gaps and picking up singles, picking up twos. You're gonna get the odd boundaries here and there, and if you can do that, you certainly have a chance of winning this game. Whilst the Guyana team would want to keep things as tightly as possible, not give too many runs away, so you can get. And when you get wickets, that tends to put more pressure on the opposition.
It does. 36 for the loss of 1. Mangru comes in. This is tossed up to Adams. She's driving. The edge found. And this beats the keeper and is going to run behind her close towards the boundary. And it's going to hit the ropes now for 4 runs. So that's a very productive edge by Adams. The score will go on now to 40 for the loss of 1.
Well, it's difficult to set field for those. That was a delivery that was tossed up nicely outside the off stump, inviting the batsman to go for the drive. She went for the drive, got the edge, and got 4 runs for it. Well bowled by Mandy, but at the end of the day, when you look at your score, you'll see 4 runs have come off. A very good delivery. Unlucky.
Yes, very unlucky and lucky for the Windwards. Here is Mangru. She comes up now, bowls to Adams. This is tossed up. She come forward and drive. That's a pleasant shot out towards the fielder coming in from the cover boundary. The return comes in, and if that hadn't hit the foot of Fletcher, they might be scampering for the second. They got 1, so 1 more to Adams. That will take her now on to 16. The score has gone on to 41 for the loss of 1 wicket. So the scoreboard just continued to bungle it a little. First they were behind by 1, now they're behind by 2. No? Well, let's see what's he going to put up on the board. It's evening. That's our youngster there just falling asleep a little. Here is Mandy Mangru, though, the right arm off spinner. She's awake and alive. She comes in, that's short, and this is cut away. That's a lovely looking shot through the covers out towards the boundary for 4. Fletcher off the back foot gets the boundary, and that will take the score now on to 44. 45 for the loss of 1. Lovely shot, Clyde.
That was a lovely shot. It was a little bit of a bad delivery. Had the width, and Fletcher didn't try and hit it too hard. She waited on it and then hit it just behind square on the offside, realizing that there's a sweeper on the offside at cover. And she hit it just behind square on the offside and got 4 runs to it. Good looking shot. Fletcher would be very happy with that.
Yes, and that's going to do her confidence level a lot of good as well. And that confidence can also be transferred to Adams. Was done well in the circumstances. The score of 45. Yes, she is batting well. And this has brought, well, she has the strike, getting a single of the previous over. And it's going to be Casey Thompson to pick the bowling up from the southern end of the ground. And she'll be bowling to the right-handed Adams. 45 for the loss of 1. This is over number 8 in progress. There's a short third man, backward point. There's cover on the boundary. There's an extra cover, wide mid-off as we watch Thompson. She comes up now and bowls to Adams, and Adams is working this one away, looking for the single. The ball goes down towards the short forward square. There is no run. Good evening to you, John. Great battle on hand.
Good evening, Inderjeet and listeners. Certainly, and the Windwards, they're ahead at the moment. But I heard all the chatter about adding another wicket or 2 to that, and you'll see the difference. But at the moment, they're scoring above what is required for them to win this game quite easily.
And this is swung away from outside the line of the off stump, down towards mid-wicket. It stayed in the air for a long time, but she picked the gap even in the air. And she gets 2 more. In fact, she gets a single. That's right, she gets 1. She will now move on to 11. 18, that's right. The scoreboard actually has her on, well, I don't know, 1. She's on to 18. That will take the score now on to 46 for the loss of 1. And this has brought Fletcher back in strike. Here is Thompson. She begins to move in, comes up, bowls to Fletcher. She's driving down towards extra cover. And that ball goes straight to Millington. There is no run. And a Casey Thompson. She has a... How are we going to describe that run up to you? It's kind of staggering and stuttering. Not the best smooth, rhythmic approach. From side to side now she straightens outside the line of the off stump. And she's cover driving Fletcher. And brings a Fraser away from the boundary. Fletcher, she gets another run, and that will take the score now on to 47 for the loss of 1. Lovely flowing offside drive.
Yes, not trying to hit it too hard, because at the moment they're ahead, and I think they've recognized that they're ahead in terms of what is required. So they're not trying to be too over-ambitious in going for the forcing shot, but just placing it nicely and running the ones.
Thompson comes in, bowls to Adams, and she's looking to play the cut shot outside the line of the off stump. Didn't get the edge onto it, and just maybe deciding, well, umps, why didn't you call the wide? But I think the umpire was right. It was well within the playing area. Just looking to be a little bit cute there, the right-handed Adams. The score is kept on 47 as we watch Casey Thompson once again bustling approach. She comes up, bowls to Adams, taking on the pad. There's a louch out for leg before the return comes in. Adam puts in the dive. She puts a premium on her wicket there, Adams. The over has been completed. That's 8 overs gone, 47 for the loss of 1. Their victory target is 106.
Yes, and good comeback from Buffy. On that occasion, we call her Buffy, Casey Thompson. But good over, 2 runs from the over. And in the context of the innings so far, that is certainly a good returns. Good returns. 47 now the total. But the last delivery there, perhaps heading down the leg side from this vantage point. And she was looking to be very positive again. Scampering out of her crease, looking for a single sent back by her captain. And while she was coming back, she almost lost her wicket via run out. So the intent is there from Adams to be very positive, trying to turn the half run basically into a run, and anything else that she can latch onto, she's looking to be very, very positive indeed. That's a good sign from her and from the Windwards. Guyana need wickets.
Yes, and we very well have a grand finish to this encounter. Here is Orva Ginnins back into the attack, taking on the pad. There's an appeal. She's gone leg before. That's Afi Fletcher, and that's a big wicket to get. Orva Ginnins gets the wicket, and the Windwards, they're 47 for the loss of 2.
Well, sometimes you have to work with what you've been given, and the Windwards certainly right in their luck. And now the Guyana side have been given a sigh of relief there, a breath of fresh air, we may say, with Orva Giddings coming back for a second spell. She just had 1 over before this for 7 runs. Was in the standard of the game a bit expensive. A Bongju was taken off of her, and now she came back. First delivery was well pitched up, and perhaps in the eyes of the umpire, clipping leg stump maybe. But do remember that Orva Giddings, she tend to bowl. When she bowls round the wicket, the ball that would angle into the right-hander, and with the natural angle, we tend to take it away down the leg side. But the umpire said she's out, and tomorrow when we open the newspapers, we'll see that Fletcher leg before Giddings for 6, and the Windwards losing the second wicket at 47.
Yeah, so that's umpire Kaulisar who gave that decision there. And in my humble opinion, I think it was a very poor decision by the umpire. That ball was clearly going down the leg side as Nero comes out into the middle, and she can bat as well. So here is Orva Giddins. She begins to move in. Round the wicket comes up. Bowls to Nero, taking on the pad. There's a louch out. She's gone leg before. And look at the Guyanese. They're cock-a-hoop. They're ecstatic. First delivery, Nero leg before to Giddins without scoring. 47 for the loss of 3.
This is a much better delivery and decision, I must say, from umpire Kaulisar. I can live with this one. Not moving her feet, and Orva Giddings getting it just on the line of middle stump this time. And even with the angle, because it was much fuller, it will go on, definitely will go on to hit the stump. And the new batsman come out and is going to duplicate that long walk back. Nero, she's an experienced player. Lots would have been dependent on her to take the Windward Islands home, but that's not to be tonight. Perhaps T.C.N. Adams will be that person. But like you said earlier, put a few wickets into that wickets column, and the whole complexion of the game can change. And perhaps we're seeing that now. And Orva Giddings suddenly is back in the attack and on a hat trick, and 3 down for the Windward Islands, and we're still in over number 9.
Yes, at this stage it looks as though they're squandering a good start. The Windward Islands, they had a very good opening partnership, and now 3 wickets down, and how life could change as the new batsman just taking the guard. And that's Turton, the wicket-keeper batsman, has come out into the middle. They need to build a partnership here. They're not out of the woods, however. Therefore, they need to lay that foundation. Look for the singles. Here is Orva Giddens on a hat-trick, comes in bold. This is wide outside the line of the off-stump and called wide too by umpire Kaulisar. So it's now on to 48 for the loss of 3. And this is going to bring some relief to the Windward Islands.
Yes, they've gone off that dreaded 47. And Orva Giddings strain a bit outside the off stump. They're recognizing that her deliveries will come back in, and she was going to perhaps target the off stump and hoping that Turton would miss it, but this time was too wide for it even to come back.
Giddens comes forward and drives straight back up the track, and Orva Giddens stopped it with the boots. That can be dangerous. You stepped on the ball, you can get a fall, but she judged it well, and certainly was a good, lovely flowing straight drive by Turton. There is no run, and this has been a splendid over so far by Orva Giddens. I can't recall any run coming off this over so far.
Just the wide.
That's right. Comes up and bowls, and Turton is coming forward, driving down towards extra cover. The return comes in from Flafiana Millington, and she misses the woodwork. They get the single. Turton gets off the mark with 1. Windward Islands now on to 48 for the loss of 3. Good effort by Millington, but wasn't good enough.
49 the score moves on to with that single, but they could have very well been 49 for 4 because Flafiana, she released a bit quick, and because of that it went into the ground and lost some of the velocity and did not carry through to the non-strikers end and did not even go close to hitting.
Giddens this time to Adams, and she comes onto the front foot, just jerk the hand back a little and plays the ball down towards short mid-wicket, and there is no run. So they will need Adams to stay there. She has done a good job so far. I'm not going to trust the scoreboard. How much is Adams?
18 from 23.
18, and this has been a good little hand. Here is Giddens. She comes up and bowls to Adams. This is pitched up and she's driving down towards extra cover. The return comes in, and again it is missing the stumps. And if it had hit the stumps, I thought that the wicket-keeper batsman Turton would have been in some trouble. 9 overs completed. At the end of 9, it's 49 for the loss of 3.
And at the same time, when Guyana were batting, they were 51 for the loss of 1 wicket. So that double blow by Orva Giddings in over number 9 has certainly brought Guyana right back into this contest, because the Windwards were scoring at over 6 runs an over prior to this over, and the asking rate at the start of the innings was way below 6. So that's certainly a good comeback over from Guyana, and they'll be looking to take the game from here on. If the Windward Islands can put together another good partnership, we can see it swinging once again. In these low scoring games, we tend to get exciting finishes. I think we're in for one again tonight.
Akezzy Thompson comes in, bowls to Turton, and she's driving down towards short extra cover, and the return doesn't come in. They get the single. Good run in between the wicket here. Good single to take. That will take the score now on to 50. That's right. So the 50 has come up for the Windward Islands in over number 10. They're 50 for the loss of 3. And back comes Adams in strike. There's still extra cover. Wondering to know if these girls can take a few steps in where they can actually prevent the single, because from their position they aren't doing that. Here's a drive outside the line of the off stump by the right-handed Adams, and the umpire stands. Guyanese are asking, well, they're happy, but Adams was the one actually asking for the wide.
Yeah,
that was real wide, John.
Yeah, pitched and moving away from the right-hander, and the keeper actually moved away to her right as well. And it certainly looks like it was a wide from this vantage point. Umpire says not so.
Umpire Bernard Joseph, and here's a drive. This delivery was pitched up, and Adams plays it down towards short extra cover. There is no run. So Akezzy Thompson is settling in a nice rhythm at the moment. Good line, good length, nothing short whatsoever, and nothing too full. The extra cover take another 2-step out. It's going to be interesting if it's played with soft hand there. This is a delivery, that's a drive down towards short extra cover, and the catch taken there, and Adams goes. Shemaine Campbell, the skipper, taking the catch at extra cover for the trouble for the Windward Islands. Adams has gone for 18. It's 50 for the loss of 4.
Good catch from Shemaine Campbell. recognize what Casey Thompson has been trying to do. Ball outside the off stump and asked the batsman to go for the shot that was pitched up. And she was looking to go over the infield, and she got it a bit high on the bat. And Campbell, they're running running back and to her left, jumped and took it, timing it nice. And she certainly has seen the demise of Adams, who was looking to take it home for the Windward Islands. But wickets can certainly change the complexion of a game. When Adams was there with Crafton, they were looking very good. Even when Fletcher came out and hit that boundary, we felt that Adams and Fletcher could have done it as well. But since the fall of Crafton, Fletcher, Nero, and Adams has certainly followed, the Guyana side certainly back into the thick of things and looking to control it from now on.
Yes, and more trouble here for the Windward Islands as we watch that's Swaleen Williams. She has come out into the middle to do battle for her country, and no little chat between the two batters out in the middle there. Swaleen Williams just walks straight up there, takes her guard, and she's going to go into her stand. We see what the plan is going to be like. And Casey Thompson, she can't wait to get at Williams. Fine third man, there's backward point, cover on the boundary, extra cover. Comes in bowls to Williams, and she's playing this one on the up, down towards a short mid-wicket, and there is no run. Just walked across the line a little and tapped it away into the onside field, just getting the measure of the pitch. And she taps away once again, and who knows, a good partnership between these two can put the pressure back on Guyana. Thompson comes up, bowls to Williams. This is short, outside the line of the off stump, and steered away to Shemaine Campbell down at extra cover. 10 overs gone. The Windwards, they're 50 for the loss of 4. They're looking for 106. More from John Ramsing, and that's going to be the voice of Matthew Kissoon.
Giddings with that double blow certainly gotten the Guyana team back into this game. But if you look at the figures of Casey Thompson, before this she had 1 over for 2 runs, and then this second over of hers, a wicket and a single. So she has bowled 2 overs, 3 runs and 1 wicket. That has done some amount of pressure as well, put some amount of pressure on the Windward Islands women, that has resulted in those wickets perhaps. So good partnership between Giddings and Thompson as we say goodnight once again to Matthew.
Good evening, John. That's wrapped on the pad. Giddings bowling her 3rd over to 13. Not out, says the umpire. That's Kelman Kaulasar. But that was not bad at all. That kept low, hustled on to 13. Struck her on the pass, but would that have been missing leg, John?
Perhaps a bit high as well. Kaulasar given 2 decisions in the previous over, so I think the Guyana side, anything that hit the pad they will be going up for now, and that one perhaps hitting a bit too high as well.
It's 50 for the loss of 4, full toss that she doesn't put away. 13 just hits it hard into the ground, and Orva Giddings come around to pick up. 50 for the loss of 4. Crafton, Cotton Bowl, Mangrove 22. It was 35 for 1. Nice little partnership for the first wicket. Then Fletcher leg before wicket to the ball of Giddings for 6, 47 for 2 in the 9th over. Nero, next delivery, leg before wicket, ball Giddings without scoring 47 for 3, and she was on a hat trick at that stage. And then Adam Scott, Campbell at cover, ball Thompson, 18, 50 for 4. Let's watch. Giddings comes up, bowls that's turned away from the leg stump, down through forward square. Schultz is giving chase. They've crossed the 1, they'll come back for a second. The return comes in to Melanie Henry. So 2 more to the total. It's gone up now to 52 for the loss of 4. But John, what certainly we've seen happen is that Guyana started very shakily in the field and with their bowling as well, but they've picked up nicely now.
What happened, I think the Windward Islands caught them napping. The Windward Islands came out all guns blazing, and that positive start has certainly had Guyana rethinking.
Thornton is off the mark with 2 previous delivery. Here's a ball that she's back to and then steers it out towards backward point where Campbell is. And there is no run. Short third man inside the circle. Backward point cover. Extra cover. There's a long off and a long on. There is a mid-wicket on the boundary. There's a short straight mid-wicket and a fine leg for you on the boundary. So the 4 fielders outside the 30-yard would be long off, long on, mid-wicket and fine leg. Let's watch. Giddings comes up. She's in bowls at 13. 13 is playing a flashing drive through the offside. Wide delivery called by the umpire. She missed the shot taken by the keeper. And another wide, so 1 more, 2 extras. Extras is going on now to 3, is it?
Yes.
And the total up now to 51, is it? 53 actually. 53 for the loss of 4.
And a very
Over
belated
number
call there,
11.
Matthew. Very belated call from umpire Kaulasar as well.
All right, so a lot of pressure on the umpires as well. This is ladies cricket. You know, you've got to keep your head on here. It's a night game, and it's not easy at all under the floodlights. But no excuses for the umpires at all. They've just got to keep their concentration span going pretty well. They're the guys in charge out there. They control the game. Let's watch. Giddens comes up. She's in bowls at 13. That's on the middle stump. Drives into the stumps at the bowler's end. And the stumps fielded well to ensure no runs were scored by the Windwards. The score is kept on 53 for the last.
That's as straight as it can get. Straight, a good full delivery from Giddings. And the batsman going through with the drive and hitting it straight back into the stump. And those stumps are in the ground very solid indeed. They all remain firm, just the bails came off.
Earlier, Guyana restricted to 105 for 8 in their 20 overs. There's a ball that strikes her on the patch. She's out like before. So 13 goals, and Irva Giddens is showing her quality, her class, and the experience. The young lady from Berbice, it's gone up to now 54 for the loss, 53 for the loss of 5, John. That's another good wicket to get. The wicket-keeper batsman goes.
Yeah, so Guyana, they are benefiting from not a good decision from umpire Kaulasar. So Irva Giddings targeting the stumps and getting the reward. So full and straight, that's the order of business for Irva Giddings. Left arm coming around the wicket to the right-handed batsman. Once they miss, Irva is going to be there to either bowl them or in this case get them leg before. Umpire Kaulasar said, "You're on your way, young lady." 13 gone for 4. And Guyana now, with the number of wickets since Mandy Mangru has broken the opening stand, certainly looking to wrap things up now and start to look ahead to the next game tomorrow. But they need just 5 wickets more.
Right, so the new batter looks like Joseph, looks like Kiana Joseph. We'll confirm that for you in a moment. So the over came to an end, so 11 overs were completed there. 53 for the loss of 5 as Casey Thompson starts her 3rd over. And she'll be bowling to the number 2 on her back. That's Swaleen Williams from St. Lucia. So she settles. She's yet to score, is she? Or she's yet to score. So here is Williams, takes a ball wide of the off stump from Thompson, taken by the keeper. Melanie Henry, and there is no run. So 3rd man inside the circle, Mandy Mangros at backward point. Then you've got cover on the boundary, looks like Schultz. The captain is at mid-off, that's Campbell. There's a long off and a long on, mid-wicket on the boundary. Here is Williams playing a loose shot outside the off stump. It was short, and she was looking to bang that through the offside. Missed the shot, taken by the keeper. The score is kept on 53 for the loss of 5.
And suddenly, Matthew, the run rate required has gone past 6 for the first time in the innings. So the Guyana side coming back nicely and building some pressure. And now with the wickets, they're asking the Windwards to score more than a run a ball from now on if they're going to go on to win.
Let's watch. Thompson comes up. She's in once more, bowls to Williams. Williams gets a wide ball. She's across and then steers it out into the offside. The fielder comes in from off the boundary. She gets 1. So she's now off the mark, is she? Swaleen Williams. So she's off the mark with 1. The total has gone up to 54 now for the loss of 5 as the left-handed, that's Joseph. Kiana Joseph comes in to strike the St. Lucian. She's 18 years old, Kiana Joseph. So it's 54 for the loss of 5 in over number 12. Now let's tell you that earlier Guyana got up to 105 for 8. Grimman 4, Campbell 28, Smart a well-played 40. Giddens got a duck, Gajnabi 4, Thompson 1, Henry 4, Fraser 17, Millington not out 1. And that's how the scorecard would have read for you. Here is the ball that she's coming forward to and just strokes it out towards cover. That's Joseph, and there is no run. The bowling figures for the Windwards: Joseph 4 overs, no maiden, 1 for 19. Williams 4 overs, no maiden, 2 for 21. Crafton 4 overs, no maiden, 1 for 22. Adams 2 overs for 12 runs. Peters 2 overs, no maiden, 1 for 9. And Fletcher 4 overs, no maiden, none for 21. So the Windwards bowl pretty well indeed. Let's watch Thompson bowls a full-length delivery that is on-driven down towards mid-wicket, where Campbell comes across to her left to field. She doesn't score. She's kept on naught. The total is kept on 54 for the loss of 5.
Yes, the required run now. They need 52. That's the required runs to win. 52 from 49 deliveries, and the pressure certainly mounting now. Casey Thompson bowling a very tight line and length, keeping the batsmen quiet.
And a nice battle in the process here. She's bowled off stump, knocked back a bit. So is that yes? So she's gone, and the fielders come together. She's gone bowled, and that's Joseph gone back for you for a duck. It's 54 now for the loss of 6. John, wickets are tumbling for the Windwards.
Yes, another good blow struck there by Guyana. This time, Casey Thompson doing what she has been doing that got her the success in the previous over. Full and straight. This time, the ball kept just a bit low. Joseph playing over the delivery and lost her off stump. The ball is clipping the off, which was enough to dislodge the bails and to send the Guyana team into a wild celebration, realizing that they're certainly in a position where they can only give it up if they want to, but because of the way the tournament is fixed, they would like to take it home from here on.
So the new batter coming out looks like Karina Noel, but we'll tell you in a moment. Karina Noel should be Karina Noel. So 6 gone. Joseph Bolt Thompson without scoring, 54 for 6 in the 12th over, and that completed the over actually. So wickets going down of the final delivery for the 11th and the 12th overs, in 13 being removed by Giddens. Final delivery of the 11th, and now Joseph Bolt Thompson, final delivery of the 12th over. So over number 13 starts. Giddens is in her final over, I believe.
Getting so far 3 for 12 from 3.
Wow, 3 for 12, Orva Giddens. And what a worker she has been for the Guyana side over the years, and she would have played for a number of years for the West Indies as well. Good left-hand seam bowler. Giddens starts her final over, comes up, bowls. That's a ball that's turned away, backward of square for a couple of runs. The fielder from fine leg comes around to the long leg area position. So 2 more to the total, and that batter now goes up to 5. I make it, is it? Or 3, and the total up now to 58 for the loss, 56 actually for the loss of 6 in over number 13. And Giddens will come in once more to bowl to Williams, and Williams is driving. That's a nice shot and good work by the fielder, just going behind her. That's Campbell, the captain. Good bit of work to her left, diving away, and she saved what would probably have been 2 runs, John. The total is kept on 56 for
perhaps
6.
saving a boundary, Matthew. That ball was well hit, and had it not been for Campbell, I think that ball would have been racing away down towards long off. But she's certainly in the right position and diving, showing good commitment as well. And she got a hand to it, and the batsmen were only able to get a single. So they wouldn't mind as well, because Noel, batting low down the orders, is into strike. And Orva Giddings will fancy herself against the lower order batsman.
The left-handed Noel is on strike and plays a loose shot outside the off stump. Misses completely and taken by the wicketkeeper. 57 for the loss of 6 in over number 13. So Orva Giddens removing Fletcher. And then she removed 13 as well. She removed Nero. And then, of course, 13. She was on a hat trick when she removed Fletcher and Nero. Here is Giddens, comes up, bowls. That's just outside the off stump and beaten. Karina Noel looking to play a little lazy shot through the offside. Missed the shot taken by the keeper. The score is kept on 57 for 6.
Yes, good bowling. Orva Giddings recognizing that she can perhaps get another one here in Noel. Just trying a bit hard, and Noel playing and missing.
Here is Giddens, comes up, bowls has hit in the air over the cover. The fielder from the boundary comes in, and a little bit of bad work there, because she couldn't take the catch, but the ball bounced and went behind her, and they picked up 2 runs. So 2 more to the total, 2 valuable runs to the Windwards. They need it. They've gone up to 59 now for the loss of 6, John, hitting over the extra cover area.
Yeah, that's a release shot, Matthew. Trying to release some of the pressure, trying to get runs back and the momentum back with the Windward side. But Orva Giddings there, the old timer, will have none of it.
And that was Cherry Ann Fraser on the boundary. That's wide delivery down the leg side, taken by the keeper. Did that brush the pad? It did. The umpire doesn't call her wide. She came inside her stumps. And that completes the over. So 13 overs have been completed. The score is 59. I make it 59 for the loss of 6. Batter number 5 is on 6. And Swayleen Williams is on 6 and 2 to the other batter, John. It's Cricket West Indies Women's T20 Blaze from Providence.
I think we can actually forget about the scoreboard for a minute because Williams is on 4, Noel on 2, and Irva Giddings completing her spell. Another 3-wicket haul for her. 3 for 17 from her 4 overs this time, and her 6 previous wickets in the other 3 games to go with it as well. So 9 wickets in the tournament so far, and before this, she had her 6 wickets all bowled. So that's good returns from Irva Giddings.
Right, first delivery from Thompson over number 14. First ball driven down to Campbell at cover, and there is no run. Tomorrow's final run will see Jamaica playing Trinidad and Tobago, then the Windwards versus the Leewards, and Guyana versus Barbados, a 7 p.m. game. Here is a slow delivery just over the head of Millington at straight mid-wicket, coming down towards the wide long on area, and the batters take what? They took 1. So 1 more to the total, hitting slow delivery, and she hit it over the head of Millington, and she got a single. Swayleen Williams to take her total now up to 5, is it? Yeah, she's gone up to 5, the total up to 60 to be exact, 60 for the loss of 6, as the left-handed Noel comes into strike. So 3 matches on to end round 5. Tomorrow here at Providence, Jamaica versus Trinidad, Windwards versus the Leewards, Guyana versus Barbados. And the Guyana-Barbados game would be what a contest that would be, as well as the Jamaica-Trinidad game. That's a ball that's whipped out to Campbell at mid-wicket, straight. She gets a single. She took that from the leg stump, and she gets another run. She's gone up to 3 now, the total up to 61 for the loss of 6. The right-hander comes back in to strike Swayleen Williams. So the Windwards are picking up the little singles here and there, John, but they're still way behind.
Not quite. It did 45 from 39, so good over 2. Can certainly bring them right back into this
Good
contest.
game on indeed. Here is a ball that beats her outside the off stump. Slow delivery. Pitched up outside the off stump and moving further away from Swayleen Williams. She was looking for the drive, missed the shot, and taken by Melanie Henry. 60 for the loss of 6. So a nice ding-dong battle on as we come down to the end of the match. The Windwards, they've got 4 wickets in hand, and Guyana will want to prize out these 4 scalps or ensure that they restrict them to under 105. That's what the Guyanese got up to, 105 for 8 in their 20 overs. Let's watch Casey Thompson from the far end. Comes up, she's in, bowls to Williams. Williams is turning that away nicely through mid-wicket from the middle stump. She picks up a single. She's gone on now to, is it 7? 6 actually. So Williams has gone on to 6. The over comes to an end.
No.
14 gone. Well, they're changing over, beg your pardon, for the left-hander. So Karina Noel comes back into strike. She's on 2, is it? Noel? 3 is Noel. So John has got to give us all the figures. Here is Thompson, comes up, bowls to Noel. Noel backs away and then plays the ball back to Casey Thompson. She's kept on 3. The over now comes to an end. So 14 gone, and the Windwards needing 106 to win. They're 62 actually for the loss of 6, with Williams on 6 and 3 to Noel. It's Cricket West Indies Women's T20 Blaze, John from Providence.
And another good spell of bowling coming to an end. 4 overs, 2 for 7. Good returns from Casey Thompson. She has certainly put the brakes on the Windward Islands after Mangrove picked up the wicket, the early wicket, the breakthrough she got, and after that it was over to Thompson and Giddings, and they've done all the hard work to get Guyana into this position where they cannot, well, I can't say that they cannot, where they should not lose this one to the Windward Islands, as we see Grimman coming back into the attack.
And John, 44 needed from the last 6. So nice contest on as Grimman comes back in, the off spinner from the media center end. So she replaces Giddens, who completed her spell. Nice bit of spell by Giddens indeed. Here is Grimman bowls, and that's outside the off stump taken by Henry. And there is no run. Clyde is back with me. Clyde, good evening to you again. 62 for the loss of 6. Just about 5 overs and 5 balls remain in the innings. Here is a ball that she is looking to chop it into the play into the onside and chop the ball, almost chopping it onto the stumps. The keeper comes round from behind the stumps to pick up. The score is kept on 62 for 6. Swaleen Williams, the right hand, is on strike. Here is Grimond Bowles. That's tossed up, and she's driving down to Campbell. At extra cover, there is no run. Welcome back, Clyde.
Thank you. I think the 2 wickets that Oliver Giddings got in that over certainly changed the game.
Here was a ball. Let's see, she's edging away down to short, third man inside the circle. The return comes in quickly from, looks like, Schultz. They get a single. It's gone up to 63 now for the loss of 6. And Williams has gone on now to 8.
And I think that little spell between Oliver Giddings and Casey Thompson, that spell would have put the brake on the Windward Islands batsmen. And certainly that spell, those two bowling together, would have won this game for Guyana if Guyana goes on to win.
Grimond bowls on the leg stump, and that's pushed away into the point area. And there is no run by the left-hander Karina Noel. Inderjeet will take us to the close of this match. After this over, let's watch Shanetta Grimond Bowles. That's driven down towards mid-on. Good work by Campbell. The return comes in at the bowler's end, misses the stumps. And she got home. Clyde, that would have been a little bit close. But she gets a single. She's gone on to 4 now, the total up to 63 for 6.
Well, that's Campbell at her best. That ball was hit fairly firmly. It was going to mid on. Campbell came across from mid-wicket region, dived, picked it up, and had a throw at the stump. She had to get up quickly as well. Had a throw at the stump, missed, and had she hit, I'm sure she would have been run out. So good work by Campbell.
Right, so 63 for the loss of 6. 15 overs are being completed, and now we're going to hear some more from Clyde, and then it will be Inderjeet to take us to the close of the innings.
What we're seeing here is when a team has probably just got 3 or 4 good batsmen in it, or decent batters, and then the rest comes in, and you can see how they're struggling to get the ball off the square. And I think those 2 wickets that Oliver Giddings got in that 1 over certainly put paid to the Windward Islands' chance of winning this game.
And this is swung away by the left-handed Noel down towards wide long on. She gets a single. She moves on to 5, and they will take the score now on to 65 for the loss of 6 wickets. Mandy Mangru, the right arm off spinner, operating from the southern end of the ground, and she'll be bowling to Swaleen Williams, who has gotten a 7. So Williams taps away at the crease once again. Here as Mangru comes up and bowls to Williams, and she's looking to swing one down the leg side. It eludes the keeper, and Oliver Giddens is after it. She's going to pull it back just about and in the end the ball came out of the hand, hit the knees, and it's gone away for byes. So that's a hefty little bit of run for the Windward Islands. That will take the score now on to 69 for the loss of 6 wickets.
Well, that was a delivery. That was going down the leg side. Actually passed between the batsman and the stump on the leg side. She was looking to heave it out, missed the keeper, and went all the way down to the boundary. Oliver Giddings actually got to the delivery. But
yes, she did.
There, she had a stab at it, and it then parries over the boundary.
Mangru comes in and bowls to Noel, and she comes forward, plays defensively. Once again, there is no run. In fact, right, that's Williams with the number 2 written on the back. And Clyde, as we come down to the end of the tournament, tomorrow is the final day. There are a whole set of equations that can be put together. Short, and this is banged away down towards extra cover, and the return comes in. There is no run. Suppose Trinidad and Tobago loses tomorrow, and Guyana happens to beat Barbados. What's going to be the outcome as we watch? Mangru comes in and bowls to Williams. He's stroking this one on the offside of the field. There is no run.
I'm not absolutely sure what the rules are, but I think if Trinidad should lose tomorrow morning, it makes it very interesting tomorrow evening, because then I think if Guyana goes on to beat Barbados, Guyana could well be champions, because they would have beaten Barbados in a head-to-head game. But should Trinidad and Tobago win in the morning, whether Barbados loses or wins tomorrow evening, I think Barbados will be crowned champions, because then Trinidad would have beaten Guyana, Guyana would have beaten Barbados, which would give all those three teams would have won against each other, and they then have to go to net run rate. And Barbados' net run rate is superb. I don't think any team would come near to Barbados once it gets to that net run rate stage. So I think what Guyana has to do tomorrow is come and play their game, just play cricket and see what happens.
So here is Grimmon. She comes in now. That's a short delivery, and this is pulled away down towards mid-wicket. A brilliant fielding there. That's Millington, and she whipped the return in and certainly prevented a run. This is good fielding.
Yeah, and I think that's the other thing I think with Campbell. I know we said Campbell should be behind the stump, but I think Campbell has made the difference in the field. And we see the sort of big improvement in the field that Campbell has brought to the fielding.
And this is blasted by Williams down to Mangru, fielding on the long off boundary. The return comes in. One more to the right-handed Williams. She moves on to 9, and this will take the score now on to 71 for the loss of 6 wickets. And I'm afraid it might not come to all of that, Clyde. I have a strong feeling that Barbados will beat Guyana tomorrow night.
I think if I'm a betting man, I would have bet that way as well. I think there's no doubt in my mind that Barbados has the best team in the competition.
And here is a big swing by the left-handed Noel. She didn't make any contact, but the intentions were very clear there for him as Grimmon tossed the delivery just outside the line of the off stump. Here is Grimmon, comes in once again, and a big swing. It got to the bat, but that was after she completed the shot. Didn't
Hit the keeper.
Hit the keeper,
Hit
actually.
the keeper
That's right. By signal by the umpire. So one more to the score. John, that will take it to 72. Yes, says John Ramsing. 72 for the loss of 6. And we're in over number 17. That's right. As we watch this next delivery from Grimmon, she comes in, bowls to Williams. She's driving down towards extra cover. There is no run. The score stays on 72 for the loss of 6 wickets. So it's coming down to an anti-climax. We expected a grand finish. Down the track once again comes Williams, and the ball comes off the pad into the offside field. There is no run. The over is completed by Grimmon. 17 overs gone. The score is 72 for the loss of 6. Their victory target, the Windwards, is 106.
But wasn't that a missed stump? Because I think she was coming down the track, she missed it, and the wicketkeeper hit the wicketkeeper's pad. So I get that impression. But that's the other thing about the Campbell factor. She's such a good cricketer that she is our best wicketkeeper. She's our best outfielder.
Yes.
She's our best batsman. And she can bowl a little as well, and maybe compete with most of the girls out
Yes.
in the Guyana side as a bowler as well.
Mangru bowls to the left-handed, that's Noel, and this is played away into the onside field, and she gets a run. Noel moves on to 6. That will take the Windward Islands now on to 73. And Melanie Henry, who has been given the gloves, doesn't look very comfortable, and there was a chance for a run out. We've seen quite a few leaking as we watch. Mangru once again comes in, and this is pulled away into the onside field by Williams down towards wide long on. She gets another run. She moves into double figures. She has gone on to 10. It's now on to 74 for the loss of 6.
Yeah, and I think the batters are trying. They're trying to step up the run rate, but not really timing the ball, not really hitting the balls out to the boundary, and they need a few of those at the moment.
Down the track comes Noel and swings it away down towards wide long on. It goes through the field and across the boundary for 4. So that's a good boundary for the Windward Islands. That will take the score now on to 78 for the loss of 6.
And that's one of our better fielders as well, out into the deep. It went straight through her and went into the boundary for 4. But that was the 4th shot that we have seen where the ball was hit hard, apart from that forced partnership that we did see. That was hit very hard indeed, but was hit straight to long on, and that should have been saved.
Yes, it should have been saved, and with that shot, Noel goes on to 10. That's right. Both batsmen, they are on 10 as we watch Mangru, right arm off spinner, comes in now and bowls to Noel. Down the track, swings it again. It's gone away. Down to Smart and the wide long on boundary. This time she feels where the return comes in and she's going to be run out. Yes, says the umpire. Well, that's Williams run out for 10. Smart has made amends, Clyde. She picked up cleanly and sent a good return in. And Williams run out for 10. The score says it's 79. That's right, 79 for the loss of 7.
I think a little bit of indecision by the two batsmen. The one was going to the non-strikers and had a little bit of a stop-start when she was looking for the second run. The other batsman wasn't supporting, and then when they decided to go, it was a little too late. And Smart had a good throw in, didn't have to throw it very hard, and it was a fairly easy run out indeed. But nice little partnership, and just starting to put a little bit of pressure back on the Guyana team, but it's come to an end. And that's the only little partnership that we have seen apart from the early opening stand.
Yes, so it's a left-handed Noel. She has gotten 10 so far. She's in strike, and it's going to be Mangru to continue to bowl to the left-hander. No doubt she'll be looking to swing to go over the top. This is over number 18, and the overs are going away very, very quick. Mangru comes up, and down the track comes Noel. She swings again down towards Tremaine Smart and the boundary. She misfield. This time they're not going to go for the run. They get the single. One more to Noel. She now moves on to 11, and they will take the score on to 80 for the loss of 7. And that's right. Peters has come out to join Noel, and she too is left-handed. So Peters taps away at the crease. Mandy Mangru will begin to move in once again. 80 for the loss of 7. She comes up now and bowls to Peters. To this delivery, she's swinging away down towards a backward square. A long run from the mid-wicket. Fraser collects cleanly and sends a good return to the keeper. Allows them just the single. The over is completed. 18 gone. It's 81 for the loss of 7.
Well, the Windward Islands have still got a chance. They've got to get 24th for victory. That 25 for victory, that's still a possibility. 2 overs, 12 deliveries. They need some boundaries. They need some lofty hits.
Or some real faintest of edges as well that's going to fly away to the boundary.
That counts as well.
Yes, it does. And it's going to be Grimmon. She will want to be very disciplined here. No balls. Wouldn't want to give any wides whatsoever. And depends on the umpires too, Clyde. A few overs ago, there were 5 people out on the outside of that 30-yard circle, and the umpires didn't spotted it. There could have been 2 more runs added to the score.
Well, you wouldn't have gotten 2. You've gotten 1, and it would have been sorted out.
Yes, so true.
One of those little things again.
Grimmon comes in, bowls to Peters. Well bowled by Grimmon. And all Peters can do is to dig this one out. A dot goes into the scorebook. And the runs have dried up here for the Windward Islands. Peters is on 1. 11 is Noel. 81 for the loss of 7. We're over number 19. Here is Grimmon. This is a big swing taken on the pad. Goes away into the leg side field. A Casey Thompson comes in, and I'm sure that the umpire is going to signal leg by. He does. So 1 more to the score. 82 for the loss of 7.
Yeah, and good tight bowling here. Bowling just on or about the leg stump, trying to get the ball to turn across the left hander and keeping things fairly tight, not giving them any room to swing their arms.
Here is this delivery, a big swing by Nero down towards mid-wicket, and Orva Giddens knocks it down, got the body behind it, and that's the way to go. They just get the single. 1 more to Noel. She has gone on to 12. It's now on to 83 for the loss of 7. So the match continues over number 19, and a huge advantage here for Guyana. And no doubt they'll be looking for a boundary. Akira Peters with the bat in his hand. And here is Orva Giddens. Her hand, Clyde. It was John Ramsey who did that to me. Here is Grimmond. She begins to move in once again. Comes up, bowls to Peters. Down the track, she swings at it and taken down at short third man. Akira Peters gone back to the pavilion, caught by Tremaine Smart at short third man. She has gone for 183 for the loss of 8.
Well, that was a delivery. That was pitch up and it was wide outside the off stump. She was trying to hit it over extra cover. It got the real toe end of the bat and lobbed out to Smart at a short third man area, and she made no mistake taking that catch. And I think, Windward Islands would be disappointed with how they have performed today. I think when you bowl out a side for 104, you need to come out and try and score that runs. They started off fairly well. They got a decent start, and then from the opening stand, they just fell away. But Guyana at the same time came back nicely into the game. Oliver Giddings and Thompson bowled very well in the middle stages, got the wickets, and that's where the Windward Islands would have lost the game.
Yes, I do agree with you, Clyde. And it's good that Guyana held their nerves. At no time did they give up. They knew they had runs on the board, and that was runs that they can work with. And they have worked with that as the new batter comes out into the middle. Yes, that's Homer. She has made her way out in the middle, so it is left to be seen how Homer is going to tackle it. No doubt she's going to make a big swing here.
Isn't it history repeating itself in the 50 over? The Windwards bowled out Guyana for a small score, and
yes.
I think when we left here, you guys were telling me that Windwards would beat Guyana, and I said no, that would happen.
This is a drive. The return comes in. Giddins fielding down at wide mid-off, just clapping away. Did they go for the single? No, they didn't.
I think the bowler there didn't actually collect the ball, try to catch the ball to whip the bails off, did not collect the ball, and if there was any chance, she didn't have the ball in her hands.
Yes, so here is Grimman once again, and she'll be bowling to the right-handed Homer. In fact, it was Pastor Machi Kisun who said to you that Guyana would have lost that game. This is tossed up, and here's a drive down towards wind long off. The return comes in, misses the stumps, but they get the single. Homer gets off the mark with 1. That will take the score now on to 84 for the loss of 8. 19 overs gone. The Windwards hunting 106 for victory. They're 84 for the loss of 8 with 1 over remaining.
Yeah, Windwards bowling was good. They bowled genuinely good to the Guyanese batsmen, but their batting left a lot to be desired. And I think both teams in this game would be thinking that their fielding needs to improve. They need to work a little on their fielding. And, they've only got 1 game left to play, but certainly when you think about the future of both sides, there need to be a lot of work in terms of their fielding. They need to improve. And I think the batting lineup as well needs some work.
So they're looking for 22 runs for victory. This is the final over. So 22 from 6. And Homer is in strike. Cover, push back on the rope. So too is going to be the long off, going further to the rope. And Fluffiana Millington has been reintroduced into the attack. And she has bowled well, Millington. She begins to move in now. Comes up, bowls to Homer. And Homer comes down the track. And Henry just taking off the bails, did she? But the batsman was well grounded. And no doubt she had the foot there. So no hard work for the umpire. A dot has gone, so 22 from 5 makes the pressure even more. Almost a foregone conclusion that Guyana is going to win this match here and is going to set up a nice way to end the tournament with Guyana facing off against Barbados. Here is Millington now. She comes in, bowls to Homer, and Homer is cutting at this one down towards square cover. The return comes in. And that was a good return, but there was Millington in front of the stump. It all happened so quick. Maybe she didn't have time to get by. Homer gets a run. She now moves on to 2, and they will take the score on to 85 for the loss of 8. They need 21 from 4.
And it certainly needs some big hitting, and that's not going to happen.
Well, this has brought the left-handed Noel back in strike. She has starved for the strike. She has gotten it now. Here is Millington, comes in, bowls to Noel down the track. This is a big swing in the air. It's going to go 3 bounces away to that's Mangrove, sends the return in, and they collect just the lone run. So another single to the left-hander. That's Noel. She moves on to 13. It's now on to 86 for the loss of 8. They need 20 from 3. That's right. Here is Millington, comes in, bowls to Homer. Homer is dragging this one away down towards short, wide mid-wicket. She gets a run. She moves on now to 3. That will take the score on to 87 for 8. They need 19 from 2. Can they get this, Clyde? Probable,
It's
but
impossible.
possible.
Oh, it's impossible.
Down the track, this is a big swing by the left-handed Noel. It goes down towards wide long on, and they'll just get the single. She moves on to 14. It's now on to 88 for the loss of 8. They're looking for 18 from 1. So that's very much impossible. And Guyana is going to go here with a victory this evening. It's going to be a hard-fought one as we watch Millington comes up, bowls to Homer, and she's driving at this one, gets it back up the track, and that's victory for Guyana. Defeated the Windward Islands by 17 runs here at Providence. They end off at 88 for the loss of 8. Congratulations to the Guyanese. A good fight by the Windward Islands.
Yeah, good fight back by Guyana, by Guyana as well. When you think that they were bowled out for 103, and then the Windward Islands started very well, had a good opening partnership, but once that partnership was broken, things just fell apart for them, losing 2 wicket consecutive balls from Oliver Giddings, and at the same time, Thompson bowled very well from the other end, supporting very well, bowling very tight and very mean. I think that's where Guyana actually came back into the game. And at the end, the rest of bowlers just coming out, doing what they had to do, bowling fairly well, fairly straight, keeping things very tight. Windward Islands would be disappointed, I think, with the way out of batted. But all in all, good victory for Guyana.
Yes, and for the complete scorecard and the bowling figures, we're going to go across and join John Ramsing.
Thank you very much, Inderjeet. Well, Stacey and Adams and Crafton started. Adams, she was caught by Campbell of the bowling of a Casey Thompson for 18, but it was Crafton who was first to go, caught and bowled by Mangro, who had the breakthrough. She made 22. Afi Fletcher, the captain, did not last too long. She was leg before to Giddings for 6. Nero, that's the experienced Juliana Nero, leg before to Giddings, the very next ball without scoring. Turton, the wicket keeper, leg before to Giddings as well for 4. Sweden Williams, not too long ago, run out for 10. Joseph, bowled by Casey Thompson without scoring. Peters, caught by Tremaine Smart off the bowling of Grimmon for 1. Joseph in fact, caught bowled for without scoring, and Peters caught Marble Grimmon for 1. Homer not out on 3, and Noel not out on 15. There were a total of 9 extras, 5 byes, 2 leg byes, 2 wides. The Windward Islands finishing 20 overs, 88 for the loss of 8. In the bowling department, Oliver Giddings, 4 overs, 3 for 17. Flaffiana Millington, 4 overs, none for 15. Grimmon, 4 overs, 1 for 16. Mandy Mangro, 4 overs, 1 for 26. And Casey Thompson, impressive, 4 overs, 2 for 7. That's it.
Thank you, John Ramsing. And final words from Clyde. Clyde Guyana winning by 17 runs. Windward Island put up a show tonight as well.
Yeah, I think it's a good victory by Guyana. Windwards would be very disappointed with the way they batted. They bowled pretty well. They didn't feel pretty well. Guyana didn't feel as pretty well as well. I think that's where they're lacking. They're feeling the bowling is good. The batting needs left a lot to be desired. And when you think that they've got to play Barbados in the last game, a team that's been very clinical in the tournament, not only the 2020 but the Super 50 as well, it's going to be a tough ask to beat Barbados tomorrow evening. If they don't feel much better, they could be, if they're chasing, they could be chasing a lot of runs.
Yes, so we're going to give you a breakdown of the point standing. Barbados played 4 matches, they won 4, they're on 12 points. Trinidad and Tobago, 4 matches, 3 victories, 1 loss, they're on 9 points. Guyana, 4 matches, they won 3, they lose 1, their 2 are on 9 points. Jamaica, 4 matches, 2 victories and 2 loses, 6 points. Windward Islands losing all 4 games, so too the Leeward Islands. Final score from the National Stadium here. Guyana, in fact, 105 for the loss of 8. The Windward responded with 88 for the loss of 8. Guyana winning by 17 runs. Tomorrow the games continue for the final round in the Cricket West Indies Women's T20 Blaze. At 9 hours tomorrow, Jamaica take on Trinidad and Tobago. The Windward Islands come up against the Leewards at 14 hours. And the final match on the lights, Guyana take on Barbados from 19 hours. On behalf of the entire commentary team, Clyde Botts, John Ramsing, Matthew Kisoon, yours truly in the Jeet. It's goodbye from the National Stadium.